Hello.
Hello. Hopefully John gets this message.
Hello.
All right, there you are. You didn't have it for some reason.
What's up, y'all? Hello?
Hey, Brian's there.
Hey, what's up?
Not too much. All right. So we have everybody here. We got Phil, John, Brian, and Alex. Okay, cool.
Okay, one slight question about the character. When I made her, she, I put her background that said she had one of those katanas.
Yeah, you said that you had. Okay.
And as part of her background, like I said, we came up with an idea about how she is trying to get it back to the original owner, as she's allowed to use it as one of the weird quirks of honor. And I thought, but I paid for it out of her starting money because I figured free, you wouldn't just say free katana.
Okay, that's fine. If you want to do that works. That I'm not too concerned about it, actually.
Okay.
Alrighty. So yes, we have a new player today, Brian, Billion6, aka the Theoretical Gamer, and he's going to be joining us. We've lost a couple players now, but we're going to try to get some new blood into the campaign and keep things going, see how that goes. Play it by ear.
I'm a little nervous because I haven't been following it really, so I don't really know the setting that well, and I don't know really what's going on, so I'm going to have to kind of like tread water until I catch up.
Does anybody want to how about you guys fill in a little bit? Just so you know, Brian, just a little heads up. In this campaign, we've been playing around with narrative control. So if you, ask me a question, I'll tend to bounce it back at you or let you describe things. We've been pretty narrative, and we haven't used dice rolls all that much, but the New World of Darkness system is there in case I do ask for a dice roll, maybe once or twice a session at most, usually.
I almost forgot. I gotta grab my dice.
Yeah, usually John's is running downstairs and across the street, apparently, to get his dice. He says, "Oh, damn it, Tim, you want me to roll?" But yeah, we do roll dice sometimes. As far as the setting goes, it's in our solar system in the 2300s. There are 3 factions of humanity: the Earthers on Earth, the Gonjan on Mars that they've renamed as Gonjan, and the Mavericks that are on the fringes, the asteroids, the space stations of the solar system. And
it's actually a relief that it's pronounced Gonjan, because I kept thinking Gungan.
Yeah, it's not Gungan. And there's Misa want to play? No. But there's a giant rift that's like this blue. I think it's my avatar on Skype. It's just like this rift of blue light, rift in space-time, and through that rift came a new planet into the solar system. And originally the group was sent to go investigate that, but that really doesn't concern your character. You're going to be on the CD space station. I think Phil had come up with the name of it. I can't remember it offhand, but it's not canon. It's just a setting in the it's just something that we've come up with during this campaign. Let's see if there's anything else. Do you guys want to just go around and introduce yourselves? And we'll just do that. Why don't we start with you, Alex? You just want to introduce yourself and your character, and maybe that'll help Brian out a little bit.
Oh, okay. I'm Alex, or Almakoff on YouTube. My character is Bryce, and he's sort of the systems administrator for the ship. He's got this neural link implanted in his brain, and so he wirelessly connects with the system, and has a hard time not connecting with the system, which causes some problems for him sometimes. He sleeps within a signal-blocking Faraday cage for that reason. He's generally fairly calm and collected, but, that's been changing a bit lately. Everything's going to shit.
Sounds like one of my campaigns. All right, John, you want to go next?
Oh, did you say me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, John, do you want to introduce yourself and your character?
I was trying to correct my... Hey, Yep, I'm John, or Master of Flowers on YouTube. My character is Longbeer, or Captain Longbeer now that I'm in charge of the ship. I was a political prisoner that was forced to do scientific experiments for the Maverick. That's how I started on the ship, and eventually had the reform implants removed from my head, and slowly gained control of the entire vessel. That's about it. Longbeer is very calm, very meticulous, and is kind of running the ship willy-nilly, kind of free Maverick style, even though I am a dungeon.
Okay, and last but not least, we got Phil.
Name's Phil. My YouTube handle's Felipe1 Gorgita. I'm here to roll dice and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum. The character I'm playing right now is named Theo. He is, well, his full name is Theodine, but his nickname is Theo. He is an engineer on the ship. He is a Maverick, member of the gang known as the Cogs, which essentially is a group of rogue engineers who, repair stuff for money and such. A bit of a loner. Recently, got in touch with his long-lost lover, who is also a Hellcat, which is another gang of the Mavericks. He tends to keep to himself. He tends to be very hasty and thinks on the fly, but fiercely loyal to the crew. So there you go.
Okay, we're gonna, I guess, just start out the campaign. The session with you guys are on the H list. And have you renamed the ship? Was it something a little bit easier to pronounce? I can't remember. I think you did.
Oh God, I wrote it down.
Well, for now we'll just call it the ship because the other one went away. So they're on the ship and they were heading to a station. And I think Phil named it last time. I can't remember it offhand. But it's basically this out-of-the-way station. It's seedy. It's known for various cutthroats and mercenaries hanging out there. It's a good place to go if you are looking for bloodthirsty killers and people that have kind of fallen through the cracks. They don't really know where else to go. People looking for work. It's one of those sorts of places. It has a kind of a rough reputation. You think that it's dangerous a little bit, but highly worth it if you're looking for a crew, especially ones who can take care of themselves. So we're going to start off on the ship, and just want to hang out for a little while, Brian, just listen in. What's that, Brian?
I'm not sure how Sally would be there, but, probably, I don't know how Sally would be there, but she probably just got left there and is looking for a way off.
Well, we talked about Sally being, I don't know if you want to do that in character, but she was on Ganymede and then ended up here looking for work. She hasn't had work in a long time, let's just say that, after her last job.
Right.
Does that work for you?
Sounds good.
Okay. So, yeah, we're on the ship. Go.
I've got a bit of a question first. How are we going to resolve everything that was happening last session with us rushing to the aid of the former captains?
Well, I believe that... that's right. I guess there was that going on, too. Huh?
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
How about we say that that station is on the way to helping out the captains, and you did talk about wanting to get more crew, so maybe you can kill two birds with one stone.
You also did a quick start to the fusion drives, which might have damaged it.
Okay.
Could cause us to have to make a quick repair. I mean, I know Theo's a miracle worker.
Sounds fair. So
Hopefully not too distracted a miracle worker.
I think Phil had said something like Veda 7 is the name of the station, but something like that. We can just go with that.
Veda 7.
Veda 7. Okay.
Veda 7.
I was close.
I remembered it now.
So yeah, we'll just say on the way to the space station, grab some new crew, maybe go try and rescue the captain and Kazuko.
Captain, we're going to need to make a stop.
Oh, why? What's wrong with you?
Well, thanks to your startup that you didn't bother doing precisely, The ship's now damaged. We're having troubles with the coil engines here, and the plasma induction fluids are not going precisely as followed. In fact, if we don't stop the ship soon, we might have worse repairs down the line.
You can't fix that on the go?
No, we have to keep it. We have to get inside the reactor in order to fix it. I'm not going inside there while it's on. Plus, I don't have level 5 radiation suits on here. Even then, that would still be dangerous.
Well, if we have no choice, I guess I can correct the course. Do you know of any cog vessels or anything in this area that we can go to?
I have no clue. I don't see any on long-range sensors.
Longgear to Bryce.
Yes.
Bryce, can you look up any type of navigation, find out if we need a space station that can do repairs?
Yeah. It seems there's this Veda place. I'm not sure if it fits the bill. Theo, what do you know about this? He just fires over an image and just some rudimentary data. I'm not familiar with this station.
Oh, I've seen that place before. Yeah, it's a bit of a mercenaries hangout. In fact, we could possibly get some extra crew members if we go down there, if you so desire it, Captain.
Well, I mean, we have to repair the ship. That seems to be okay by me. I do worry about the captains, though. Or ex-captains.
Well, I mean, we'll be in worse shape if we get to them with a damaged reactor core.
We don't have any replacements right now, right?
I'll have to check and see.
Yeah, not on a ship this big, probably.
Not as far as I can see in our inventory. I'll keep an eye for unit ruptures in case the instability causes any peripheral damage. I'll just keep monitoring sensors internally.
Thanks, Bryce. Pon, can you bring up the navigation?
There is silence. Pawn isn't there.
Captain.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Sorry, was it comms you wanted up?
No, I was going to have her plot we gave her that new navigation program. I was going to have her plot the course.
I'll monitor what's going on in our system from the deck. I'll just head up there now.
Alright, thanks, Bryce. With that, Longbear plots out the navigation course and then sets the ship to fly to Veda for repairs, since I broke the ship. Damn it.
All right, the ship starts heading in that direction with a little bit of. You think you should be getting there faster than you are. It seems that the damage has actually slowed down the ship somewhat. You'll see the speed just slowly start winding down. But it seems like you'll be able to get to the station without coming to a... Well, you know, you're moving in space, so even if your ship's engines do cut out, you'll still be traveling at the same velocity. Is there anything going on the ship during this time, before you guys get there?
Not on my end. Theo's just going to be he's just going to be getting ready to get on his various suits so he can get inside there, inside the core.
Annelle will be watching you get ready, and she'll say, "You're not going to do anything stupid, are you? I don't want you dying in there."
No. I'm going to wait till he gets the ship stopped, and then I'm going to have to go in there and get the core cool down.
Is that safe? Are you going to get bombarded with anything? That sounds dangerous.
No, after it cools down, there won't be anything inside of there. But it's necessary, though. If we don't get inside there and check, I'm pretty sure there might be a cracked core in there somewhere. I'll have to check, though.
I also wanted to say, if you guys end up going into Veda 7, I think I'm just going to stay on the ship, if that's okay with you. And I'm going to leave my fighter in the cockpit, or where it's parked.
Oh, that's fine.
I made some enemies last time.
Oh, jeez.
They might still be there.
Well, nice of you to at least tell me now, though. I mean,
Well, I had some bounties that I collected, and let's just say that I did a little bit of damage the last time I was there.
oh boy, you're always a noisemaker.
Well, I got what I wanted, but yeah, let's just say that I'm not real popular around this sector.
Don't worry. I'm sure none of them will be coming on board.
That's good. All right. I'm just going to go do some exercises for a while. It's kind of antsy.
All right, I'll see you around then.
She just starts jogging around the ship. And you'll start to see on the sensors that the space station is approaching. It looks like there's about 12 different vessels that are docked to it. Looks like they're mostly Maverick or nondescript ships. I'm not really sure what their affiliation is. It's this chunk. It's this asteroid that's in the asteroid belt, and everything on the station seems like it's underneath the surface. Looks like they've hollowed out the inside of it, but there obviously is docks for the ships. You'll see some of the vessels look like they're merchant vessels. Other ones look like they are most likely pirates or nefarious mercenary sort of vessels, bounty hunters, that sort of situation. And it's approaching.
Captain, we're about 107 seconds from the dock. Where would you like me to park it?
Anywhere. Wherever they have the largest docking bay, away from the pirates if possible.
Would you like to make the hail regarding our approach?
Sure, I'll handle the hailing. With that, Longbeard adjusts his new finely shaped captain's cloak and hails the space station.
Veda 7 control. Report in, new ship.
Veda 7, this is Longbeard of the Okina Torobaru. We're a cog vessel looking for repairs.
Oh, is that right? Kind of a large vessel you got there. You'll have to park over in slot 7.
All right, slot 7 it is.
You want to slow that beast down a little bit, okay there, buddy?
I will inform the pilot to do so. Do you have any regulations that we need to know?
Well, we don't really take to people killing each other around here, but other than that, I mean, we'll clean up a mess if we have to. Yeah, just try to keep the shooting outside the space station.
Excellent. I will blast people into space before shooting them.
And it's going to be a 100 credit docking fee. We'll take care of any wastes you got. We got some pipes and tubes. We'll just suck that all out of there if that's all right with you.
Excellent. We'll transfer the credit.
All right. Nothing else to talk about. Park it. Come on in.
Okino Toroburu out.
Speed reduced to 33%. We should be in shortly.
You know, Bryce, if I knew you were such a good pilot, I would have had you flying the ship most of the time.
Well, it's your call, Log.
No, I'm hoping we can pick up a pilot or at least a mercenary. Or fix one of the other things. Or perhaps bring Pond back. That would be ideal, I think.
Bryce just kind of winces a bit and then uses the comms to contact Theo. Theo, their clamps are not looking, well, not exactly ideal for a vessel this size. You have any adjustments that we can make? to ensure a bit of a smoother dock?
Oh yeah, I forgot how big this vessel was. Yeah, adjust it by 73 by 24, and then go in on the Vector 7 on 87650-332. That should do it. Give her a few 90-degree turns, too. That ought to do it.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, I think we're good. Hold on, folks. There's a bit of a I won't say a crunch, but just sort of a mechanical kind of gear shifting type feeling reverberating throughout the ship for a moment. That was softer than it felt. I assure you.
I'm sure it's fine. I've bumped things before.
Control to Okina. Control to Okina.
Yeah, that's Okina Toroburu, but yes, go.
Yeah, whatever. Next time, take it a little bit easy on our system there. You kind of gave us a good rocking.
Will do. Hopefully.
Control out.
Longbeard just smiles, laughing, whatever.
We'll skip scenes here for a second. So on the space station, we'll say that there's a lounge area. It's fairly large. There's probably about 30 different scumbags / fighters / cybernetic hacked individuals, people hanging out, drinking, injecting various fluids into their system. There's one person in there that looks like some sort of genetic hybrid, kind of strange. He's got some like oily sort of dark blue skin. It almost looks like maybe he injected himself with pigment. You're not really sure. But Sally finds herself sitting alone at a table. She's set herself up. And what's going on there, Brian? Why don't you describe the scene a little bit? Feel free to...
I figure she's been there a while. So, I mean, the riffraff who decide that a young, cute girl kind of owes them something. Well, she's kind of proven herself. They kind of have learned to keep a wide berth. But the ones that aren't complete psychos, the ones that are just professionals, they've come to kind of respect her. And so she's made a few friends there. So not only can she take care of herself, she's got a few people that can kind of back her up. I figure that she's, while she's there, I figure she's got the social skills to do that. So right now she's just kind of sitting there on her own, and, she's pretty much, I'm guessing, kind of bored because, she's basically looking for some kind of a gig, some kind of job to do. And right now she's just kind of like, trying to conserve her savings until she can find a crew to hook up with, right? And I figure she's a computer specialist and an astrophysicist, so, she's gonna find a job sooner or later. So in the meantime, she's just kind of sitting there. She's reading whatever it is you read on these things, probably some kind of data pad.
Okay, so you're sitting there reading, maybe having a little bit to eat, something to drink. While you're looking out the windows there, this guy rolls up. Oh, I'm sorry, go.
Yeah, I was about to say, she does look a little out of place there, because these are probably like big mercenary types, and she's like this little blonde 5'1" girl. And so she does look a little out of place, but at the same time, she looks like she's like strangely fitting in.
While you're sitting there, this man rolls up. He seems like he's replaced his legs with like a wheeled sort of like tank-like bottom. He has like these rotating treads, I guess is the way to describe it. But they look like they have like different treads for different environments, and this one he has like a smooth tread on right now. You want anything else to drink? Are you good?
Good for now. Did you hear a bump? Did something bump into the station?
Oh, yeah, some big as fuck craft just slammed into us. I don't know who the hell's piloting that piece of garbage. Looks like some, I don't know, fucking Ganjan vessel, and they got spray painted graffiti all over the hell. It looks like some Maverick, I don't know, paint job or some shit on there. But yeah, it just pulled up, and I don't know, who knows, but they might be coming in here soon, so watch yourself. Who knows what the hell kind of serial killer motherfucker is gonna come off that piece of shit.
I mean, the station's okay. We're not about to be sucked out into space or anything, are we?
Hell if I know. At least you got a nice final meal there, if nothing else, you know? Yeah, drink up. That one's on the house.
Oh, thanks.
Now remember, don't drink the bottom inch. A little bit of sediment there. Hey, nothing to worry about. Just, I wouldn't drink that if I was you.
Okay. Do we know?
What's that? John, did you say something?
No, sir, I did not.
Oh, okay.
I giggled.
Oh, okay.
Noted.
So you'll actually see out the side of the one of the windows. The bartender / waiter points up, and you can see like the tail end of the ship, and it does look pretty large.
Well, I'm looking at the data pad, so I assume that there's like, I mean, there's probably some kind of like update status to the station. I basically look and see who it is, because there's probably a record of who showed up and what ships are here. And does it tell me anything about who the ship is?
The only thing it says is just a name, the Okina Toroboro, and there's a lot of blank slots there. It's almost like someone probably should have asked some questions and filled in stuff, but yeah, it doesn't seem like they're all up to protocol here at this station. Like unknown origin, unknown destination, things like that.
Okay.
And so back on the ship, I guess we'll switch scenes real quick. You guys have docked. What do you do?
Longview to crew. Obviously, we are docked. I assume everyone's going to go to get off the ship. We will beat down in the docking bay.
Well, I'll be busy checking out the core at the moment.
Do you want to supervise those repairs, Theo, or do you want to trust them to?
No, I was actually going to go in there myself and look at it. I might need some materials. I don't think this is a multiple-man job, I don't think. But I'll let you know if it is. It shouldn't be, though.
Just keep me informed. I have no problem with helping you.
Nah, it shouldn't be that bad. And with that, he starts crawling in there, and his voice becomes more echoey as he gets in there.
Captain,
Theo,
this is Anel. I'm going to be staying on the ship for a while, if that's okay. I just got to do some exercising, and I'm not feeling very social right now. Okay?
Sure, that's fine. Theo, I'm going to send choppers down to you.
All right.
Maybe you can watch. Just keep him out of trouble. I just don't trust the station. Take him on.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Can you fire us a list of what you'll need for the repairs, Theo?
We're going to need some core refuelant, and by the looks of it, we're going to need a replacement magnetic coil. Apparently this one's been fractured. That was the problem.
It looks like a couple of the ships in these docks are in such a state that they won't be needing theirs, so yeah, I'm sure we can find a coil somewhere.
We could also do with some backup supplies as well. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have some extra things on hand.
Right. I'll take care of that.
Oh, and make sure that they are Ganjan in origin. Ganjan units don't tend to mix very well with other manufactured items.
Okay, so that will be harder.
Well, there's some conversion types. I'll send you a few. I'll send you some lists here, and he'll send it through his datapad net to you. That should be the list of it there, but if you can find some genuine Ganjin parts, that would be just excellent. But I can do so much with the non-variety. It'll just take more work.
We'll do what we can, Theo.
I'm sure it won't be a problem.
Rest
Magnetic
just heads
fields,
down
you
to the
can-
docking bay.
You're blown out all the time.
Orders, Captain.
You
you,
what is that?
you hear Juno's voice. It seems like the bot has hit one of the buttons somewhere on the ship. It seems like down towards like a loading dock.
I look perplexed over at Bryce, like, what? I thought, what?
You remember Genu, don't you?
No, not really. I
Grunt?
remember breaking him apart and throwing him.
Right. Well, he's got rudimentary AI at the very least. Just give him something to do. Or tell him to shut down for a while.
Gino, power down.
No other orders, Captain.
Nothing that I can think of, Gino. But if Theo needs your help, he will contact you.
Shutting down and going into reserve status, Captain. I will be on the loading dock.
Bryce, did it sound like he had like an attitude? Like he was mad? Or am I just reading into it because we've been dealing with odd?
I can check later, but I don't remember seeing any code that would
Alright,
produce that sort of effect.
maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe Pond just has my head all messed up.
Yeah.
I just remember most of the bots that we have are more polite. I guess
Shall
just
we,
you and I.
Captain?
Yep, absolutely. As we get down to the corridor, we're probably just outside the docking bay. It dawns on me that I haven't heard from the doctor, and
He's probably still slumbering away, having been medicated by yourself.
okay. What I do is long gear to Theo.
Yeah. Sorry, Captain. I was just a little busy. The magnetic coils are a little heavy. Pulling them out.
If you need help, Gino's looking to move heavy things, and I'm leaving the doctor on the ship as well. He's not responding to hails. I'm assuming he's still unconscious.
We need to talk to him about that. He's been unconscious for quite some time, and it's a little worrying for our doctor to always be out on the. I don't want to say anything that might be a little bit more pervasive, but he might be on the stems. I read about this in an article one time. I could get pretty nasty, those addictions.
Yeah, and stims are very easy to get addicted to. First-hand knowledge, I think. All right. Well, I'm just want you to know who's on the ship, just so you don't get surprised. If you need us, just hit us with the communicators.
You said Gino was looking for help. Why would Gino be looking for help?
No, Gino was looking to help. Apparently, he wants to help. I don't know. Bryce is going to look at his programming later. I don't know if the pawn rubbed off on him, on his AI or something. I don't know. I have him powered down in the docking bay right now.
I'll keep an eye on that. And with that, Theo will head to the monitoring screen, and he'll have it set to the loading area where Genu is.
You see that Genu has parked himself right in front of the entrance, and he's standing up with his head down. He seems like he's in some sort of reserve state, but there's still power showing.
Yeah.
You think he could probably be voice activated?
Alrighty then. Well, with that deal, we'll continue to wrench that magnetic coil out.
Yeah. Bryce and I guess, head out through the docking bay, keeping an eye on Genu as we exit the vessel.
You look past him, and he doesn't move or respond. He's just standing there like a statue. The door will open up, and there's this long access tunnel with like metal grate floors, sort of plasteel sides and top. There's lots of advertisements for businesses, places to eat, to drink. The lounge is mentioned a lot, sales and various drink specials at a certain time. Coil driver seems to be the drink on special today. Guaranteed to knock you on your ass. And you'll see this sort of man. It looks like this tunnel hallway thing that you're walking through has various other offshoots that must go to other docking bays. And at the very end of the tunnel, you'll see this man who has cybernetic legs and arms. He's almost bristling with guns and armor. Half his face is missing as well. And he sort of starts walking down another corridor. It looks like he's heading to some other ship.
Well, this looks like a friendly place. Longbear takes a deep breath and then just coughs. Oh, God. That smell. It's the problem with hundreds of people living together, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, you have a smell of blood and filth and oil, and the air quality is pretty terrible. It seems like the air scrubbers must be some ancient version of what is the standard these days for air scrubbers. You think maybe it probably should have been put out of its misery years ago, but someone must be keeping it going. There's a sort of oily quality to the air. You can't really put your finger on it.
Bryce, you do have a weapon with you, right?
Yeah, I've got a quick fire in well, under the back of my shirt.
I just want to make sure you're armed. That's all. I almost feel that showing arms in this place might be a safer way than not showing any arm at all.
If you think so. He pulls it out and just sort of adjusts the holster so it's more at his side and open carry.
Okay, as you're walking, you'll see some old stained blood on the walls. It's like someone's face is probably smashed against it. There's a dry, coagulated blood down through the grating on the subfloor beneath where you're walking. Ahead, you'll see that the hallway sort of ends, and this large circular opening is there, but there's a pillar in the center, and along the outskirts of this large circle are various businesses and places to have repairs, weapons repairs, various kiosks, and there's various sections like people have just set up right next to each other. It's really kind of crowded in places. There's probably about 50 or 60 people milling about here. And Longbeard is right. Most of them are showing off their arms. They look rough and tumble. Yeah, it's a pretty intimidating place just to glance around real quickly.
All right. Well, we immediately target one of the nearest kiosks that says like ship materials or ship repairs or anything of that like.
All right. You'll see a sign that says Gordon's, and there's this old woman that's there, and she's got various parts and in various stages of being put together or taken apart. There's big crates behind her with all kinds of different parts.
Longbear kind of steps up and says, hello. We would like to purchase some things. And
Okay, what exactly are you looking for there, Sonny? I got some parts over here. Crates of stuff. You want some stuff?
Bryce, could you hand her the list?
Absolutely. Core refuelant, S32 or higher.
Okay, gotcha. I think I got some of that under here. You probably don't want this one. It's leaking. I'll give you 50% off, though.
Well, are you sure you can store it that way?
I wouldn't breathe it in too deeply now, but I think it's okay. You're fine, I think.
What exactly does 50% off come to?
Oh, well, going rate's about 75. I'll do you 30 credits on that.
Bryce kind of looks at it.
A little bit of spastic sealant there. I think you'll be fine.
He whispers over to Long. We're getting a good deal, but I'm gonna have to run back to the ship with this and seal it off.
Okay.
Magnetic coils. Do you have any old Ganjan tech? Anything scrounged? Anything?
I got you. Yeah, I got some of that over there on the bottom shelf. A little bit dusty. Not too many calls for that, but what was it again? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you quite.
I'm looking for a Ganjan magnetic coil.
Oh yeah. I got that. Yeah. You're gonna need something to move it though. Some of my boys in the back can throw it over the front there, but you're gonna need something to take it back to your ship.
We've got a bot on our vessel that should be able to shift it.
Never did trust them, but well, all right, yeah. Tell it to come on by.
Captain, should I just bring this back to the ship and come back with that? With
yeah,
Gino?
And I don't. No, can she hold the coil for us, and then we'll be right back.
I can. You can talk straight to me, boy.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought I was, man.
You're looking over there. I'm right here. Yeah, I can hold it for you. I'll do you 110 credits on the coil. It's a little bent.
A little bent.
Yeah, it's a little bent.
That is a Mark III, though.
Yeah, roughly.
Roughly.
Well, it's more like a Mark 2.5, but with some modifications. It fit just right.
Okay, man. Well, we're gonna purchase the coolant, and then once we bring that back to the ship, I'll make sure the specs are okay for our engineer, and then I will come back and collect the coil.
Sure thing. Be right here. Ain't leaving.
And I transfer 30 credits to her, and then an extra 5, so she'll hold the coil.
All right. Now, you guys need any clampers or Martrix screws? Buy one, get one.
No, I think that we have everything we need, right, Bryce?
Yeah, I'm sure this will be fine. Just let me get the refuelant back before it's, any more of it stales or evaporates.
Yeah, you're going to want to make sure it's turned that way so it doesn't spill out. And I'd hold it at arm's length and don't breathe deep.
Thank you, ma'am. And with that, I'll escort Bryce back because I'm not going to have us be by ourselves.
All right, we'll switch scenes to what Phil's doing, and then we'll head back to Sally. Mr. Phil, you inside the engine?
Yeah, he's grunting to himself as he as he pulls it out. He goes, yeah. All right. That's one magnetic coil out. Oh, jeez. These things are huge. Has Chompers come down there yet?
Sure, we'll say that Chompers is waiting outside. And he's banging on the closed door, and you're inside. And he's you just see like his large red eye staring. Bone chips.
I fed you this morning. Why are you still hungry?
More bone chips.
Oh, come on now. You can't just be demanding this all the time.
Hungry.
Oh, all right, fine. He walks over towards the food replicator, and then he starts making some bone chips for him. Oh, hold on. And before he gives it to him, he goes, wait a second. You're going to have to earn this from now on. Here, help me with the coil. Help me move it over this way.
Damn it.
No, you don't take that tone with me, young man. Or young... Quay? I don't even know how you will age yourselves. Anyways, come on. You grab that in, I'll grab this one.
Fuck!
No, hey, come on now. All right, here we go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, over this way, to the left. There we go. And now we lift it down gently.
Watch your feet.
I am. All right, there you go.
Where's this going?
Yeah, I know, it was pretty heavy. All right, here you go. Bone chips. Is that good? I tried a new recipe with this one. What do you think?
Not bad.
See, yeah, this one has a little bit more metal in it. I figured you might like that. I was experimenting around with more iron.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Where go?
I'm trying to fix this engine. Here, you should probably watch so you'll learn a thing.
When kill
See this here?
Must kill she.
Look, we'll get to those guys in a little bit, but right now we gotta fix this ship, otherwise we won't be killing no she. Got it?
Got the floaters. Got 'em.
Oh boy. With that, Theo heads back and crawls inside of the reaction tubes and starts getting things prepped for the new part.
And for Brian, Chompers has 4 legs that all of them end in angular, sharp points. They have like this black exoskeleton with cracks, and this red light sort of emanates wherever the cracks are through the carapace shell that they reside in. They have humanoid upper torso, 2 humanoid hands, their fingers end in claws. Their face is this elongated thing with 2 horns on the top and 2 jutting sort of reverse horns on the bottom coming off the chin. They have a mouthful of just ridiculously chaotic sort of teeth. And they have red eyes that are kind of glowing just like the rest of the cracks are on their skin. But he's part of the crew. So okay, so we'll go back to Veda 7, the lounge, and you're hanging out. The bartender has wheeled himself back over to the bar, and you're there. Is there anything you're doing?
Right now, like I said, she's kind of curious about this. Like I said, whenever a new ship comes in, she checks them out and says, because like I said, looking for work. And so she kind of pays the bartender, who in her mind she refers to him as Happy Wheels. And so basically, she says her goodbyes and she goes out to, see if she can meet anyone off of the ship. Kind of scope them out. You just kind of give them a good scope out, just to see, if they're psychos or if they might be able to offer a good job.
Okay. So you're going to head to where this ship is docked then, the large one that just arrived. And...
Uh-huh.
Okay, that works. So we'll say that as the captain and, well, I guess, yeah, he was escorting Bryce. We'll say that as they're getting back to the ship, there is a 5'1" blonde woman standing there.
Yeah, kind of small, thin. She's wearing a leather jacket that looks a little bulky on her. She got kind of a blonde, short hair, pixie cut, and she looks a little out of place here, but at the same time, she's got a certain degree of confidence that shows that she's not really out of place anywhere. Who do I see? I walk up and...
I guess it'd be good for Bryce and John to describe yourselves, what you look like a little bit.
Well, who looks like they're the one that... Who looks like the go-to person to talk to? Like the one in charge?
Well, Bryce is sort of busy trying to prevent this hazardous material from spilling as he's awkwardly figuring out the most appropriate stance to carry it towards the ship with. So he might not be the one to talk to.
I mean, Longbear stands out. He's completely bald. His face has marks where the implant were ripped out. He's like 6'2", 250 pounds. And he's wearing like a jet black leather coat with a Gungeon military vest underneath it, with different insignia. And he wears his double blades, fairly confidently. So I guess he would stand out in this case as probably more in charge. Though he seems wary as I'm walking behind Bryce, looking side to side, watching, making sure no one jumps out of the darkness to attack him.
So she kind of walks up and says, "Are you guys on the ship that just docked?"
Longbear pulls up short, kind of eyeing her, looking down at her. We are. I am the captain of that vessel.
Are you looking for a computer specialist / astrophysicist?
An astrophysicist?
/ computer specialist.
/ computer specialist. We have a powerful computer specialist.
Redundancy never hurts.
No, it doesn't. Do you have any other qualifications? We are looking for crew members. I mean, can you pilot, navigate? Are you in a fight? As he raises a bald eyebrow.
I am conversant in several martial arts. I do have some. I'm not the best pilot, but I do know what I'm doing. I mean, I can pilot a ship. I'm just, there's people better than me. And yeah, I try. I don't go looking for fights, but if you ask a lot of the people here, they'll tell you that I'm more than capable of holding my own.
Longbear kind of looks you up and down again. Then looks over at Bryce, who's probably tapping his feet, holding that thing, and says,
"Yeah." Well, no. As Bryce is straining, he kind of looks over to this woman and says, "Do you know anything about white hole theory?"
I would assume she does. Mm-hmm. I would assume she does. She like I said, she has 4 dots in science with a specialty in astrophysics, so I'm assuming she probably knows more than him.
That could be useful, Captain. I'm gonna get this to the ship.
Okay, and Longgear reaches out. I am Captain Longgear. Just reached out with his hand. I'm sorry.
She shakes his hand. Dr. Sally McShane. People call me Mustang Sally. They always have. I'm not sure why.
Would you prefer? Which do you prefer? As we're walking the ship.
I'm good. Just Sally will do.
Okay, Sally. Then I'm just most people call me Beer or Long Beer.
Long beer?
Yes, that is my name.
I like it. Sounds good.
And this is Bryce. Let me see. Poor Bryce is dribbling that fucking shit.
I would shake your hand, but I'm afraid I might be contaminated with S32 Mark F.
There's this little hissing noise that's coming out of the canister that you're holding.
Yeah, you'd better hurry and get that on board.
After you say that, he is basically at the docks within an instant or two, and you're left with the captain.
Long Bear has a grin, but doesn't say anything, just continues to walk.
All right. So if
you guys will see a monitor that's like in the hallway there, which it's kind of like a just keeps like words keep going from left to right, just various news articles and things like that. You're going to see a story that says mysterious vessels skimming the surface of Saturn. It's it's intermixed with other stories about various mavericks up for public execution. The crime rate of the space station is now a low 35% of population.
So she's like, so tell me about your ship. Is it like who do you work for? What's your mission?
We are a. Go ahead, Tim.
I think we're getting a little bit of feedback through your thing there, Brian.
Me?
I think so. We'll try it again, John.
Hello?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no feedback. I'm sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. Shit. What kind of ship do you have?
Who do you work for? What's your mission?
Yeah, we were on a very specific mission for the Gungeon and Maverick groups to investigate the rift that had opened. We still want to check that out, but we are now a solo operation. We're flying under the COG colors, but we do whatever we decide as a crew to do. Right now, that has to do with rescuing two friends who are being held by an alien life form. Did you know that they were aliens?
Did I know what?
Yeah, they're real aliens. We'll get you up to date, and I will give you all the files on this for information.
Would she have heard of that, or is that just kind of a new thing?
Well, we did talk about your background and how that scientific base was overrun on Ganymede. It was taken over by.
Yeah, I'm familiar with aliens. I've had some run-ins, so this ain't my first rodeo.
Can I ask, Sally, were they four-legged, massive beasts, or were they kind of floaty, ugly, no-mouth things?
What were they?
Yeah, they were the blue-gray skinned, floating on this tail-like appendage of humanoid arms, and their heads had no mouths, like a trilobite sort of surface where a mouth should be, and they had these three black solid eyes.
I tell them that.
Yeah, those we have nicknamed the She. But there's another race called the Quay, which we believe were probably a worker group. Longbeard kind of looks, and we have some stuff to tell you that I probably don't want to completely tell you here. It might be better once we're back at the ship.
All right.
As far as that's concerned.
Okay, before going to that, she wants to basically run back to her quarters and grab her gear, because she doesn't have much, but if she's decided that like kind of like an instant gut decision to kind of go with this group.
All right. Do you need an escort? I feel like leaving you, though apparently you've been traveling around here by yourself anyways.
Most of the people know me here. I mean, I've got enough people here that can protect me from the ones that I need. And plus, so I figure she can run back and it's probably close. She just throws some shit in a bag and then comes back. You'll notice that when she gets her stuff, you'll notice that in addition to like the standard, the boarding axe that the Mavericks carry, right? She's also carrying, and this probably would like kind of surprise you and maybe upset you a little. That is, it's one of those Gungeon katanas.
Yeah. So when you arrived back, I guess we'll say that was it must have been really close. We'll say.
Yeah, we'll say it's right down the road, right down the hallway or something.
Yeah.
Longbeard waits, tapping, and then when you arrive back, kind of looks you over and sees your gear and sees the mono blade over your shoulder.
It's sheathed, but
oh, I'm sorry.
She's not wielding; it's sheathed.
Yeah. Is that an award, or maybe a victory piece for killing someone?
More like, and she points out, I don't know, I wouldn't know the name, but she points out a fairly little-known Gungeon code of honor that she's basically carrying it in trust for someone who is captured, and if she meets him, she'll give it back. So, but until then, she's allowed to use it it's kind of one of those oddball honor quirks.
Wow, that's strange. Normally, I wouldn't expect a Maverick to hold to such honor positions.
Well, I didn't expect it either, but it's I consider myself to be a pretty honest person. I mean, I'm not going to try to steal it. If I meet him, I'll hand it over, but I really have no idea where he'd be or if he's still alive. He was a friend of mine, so I kind of feel like I want to get this back to him.
As you guys are talking, there is a gang of about 10 guys that are sort of milling down the sort of the hallway there. They all have stained blue beards. They put dye in their facial hair. One of them just doesn't have. He just has like a mustache that's stained blue. They all have like facial tattoos. Look like they're mostly Gungeon in design and quality. They look like they are sort of mixed between like a Maverick and Gungeon upbringing. There's mixed race and various members that are just Gungeon or Maverick. And they're sort of like stop and they're like one is sort of using like his dagger to like pick his teeth. Another one is like it's like he's blowing dust out of a cartridge and jams it into some sort of like assault rifle. And then just sort of like eyeing up the vessel, and they look over at you two.
Longbeard kind of steps slightly in front of the doctor and just kind of stares them down, looking for the largest one to stare at.
The one with the dagger in his teeth blows you a kiss.
Longbeard places his hands behind his back and just kind of clasps behind his back and says, "Can I help you, gentlemen?"
We're just looking at what you got there, mister. It's nice.
Well, as long
like
as you keep to looking, there won't be any problems here.
I likes the touch, too, though.
I'm sure you have plenty of friends that you can touch. They're all around you.
How many crew you got on that sucker?
Enough.
Enough, huh? Enough to defend against the likes of us?
The pretty painted faces? Yeah, plenty.
Yeah, I heard you. Well, alright, well, you take care now. You gonna be here long?
As long as it takes to complete what we are doing.
What are you doing?
Right now, discussing something with this young lady here.
Yeah,
A
it's just
private conversation.
a nice piece of ass you got there. You taking her back for a little fun time. What's your going rate, sweetie?
You couldn't afford me.
I don't pay.
That explains all the men around you. Perhaps you wish to leave now.
No, I think I'm all right here staring at your stupid ass. Boys, I don't think he could defend against this thing against us. I think we could walk right on that ship, take it right from under his ass. What do you think there? Hey, Jim Face, what do you think, huh?
How far are these guys?
Well, let's say they're like maybe 15, 20 feet away. Just looking at where the ship's docked.
Okay. So...
This sort of like they're like meandering / moving closer to the ship. That's a nice paint job you got there. Cog, eh? Wouldn't have pictured you for a cog, stuck-up piece of shit.
Well, we all can't be as pretty as you. With that, Longbeard's really buying time, knowing that Bryce will be back.
Okay, we'll say that we'll head back to Bryce and see what they're at.
At this point, Bryce has sort of he stumbles towards the engineering section and at a fairly brisk rate, and is right behind Theo as he's next to the core, and just sort of makes one dexterous motion to try to avoid any momentum that's carrying forward, causing more spill than is necessary.
Smells bad.
It is bad, Jumpers. If you could just stay back for a moment, Theo.
What? Oh, whoa, jeez.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
it's not contained properly. But I think it's S32 Mark F. It looks like the right stuff. It was.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Theo walks over and stares down at it. There, open it up.
It's well, you can see the hole right there.
Oh, jeez. All right, hold on. Let me. He pulls out like what looks like a tiny black rod. He just shoves it in there and then pulls it back out. No, this is not the right mixture. This has too much cortisine inside of it.
Is
And
it
not
something
enough
we can
port.
filter out in the lab?
That would take a very long time. And we don't have a processing plant inside of here. I mean, you could do it in the lab, but it would just be so slow.
How much do we need right now?
Oh, I'd say about 5 barrels will do us plenty. It just
5
needs...
full barrels.
Well, I mean, at the very least, we can deal with 2. I just like to use 5 because it's just, for, later on down the road.
Theo, I think you'd better come with us.
Oh, I got the coils here, and I'm trying... All right. He starts to get off his suit and stuff, and you can already tell, like, the suit's already been halfway off, and he's already filthy looking.
As
you're taking the suit off, you can hear all of a sudden, like, your comms kick on, but you're not addressed. And you can just hear, like, at the end of the conversation that Longbeard is having. You probably just hear echoing more than anything, though, I think. As when Longbeard reached behind his back, he clicked his comm on.
Yeah, I think the part you probably hear is, what, you have like 5 pieces of iron shoved up your ass?
Bryce, I guess, upon hearing that, kind of mentally accesses the sensors to figure out what's going on outside the ship.
The cams will move until they hit this group with blue facial hair. They look kind of rough and kind of scraggly. Sort of have like a, I don't know. The way they're looking seems kind of like they have some ill intent.
Who uses such ugly retorts? Hold on a second. Hey, Choppers.
Going for a walk?
Yes. I need you to stay in here for a while, okay?
He punches one of the walls.
Hey, no. Don't punch the wall. What did I tell you? No punching the walls, okay? I have to repair that. Now that's another thing I have to repair. You keep doing that, maybe I'll just forget how to make those bone chips. How about that?
Theo, I'm not liking the look of that situation out there.
Yeah.
Where can I set this down? Do we have a containment bin?
I'll just set it down in the corner.
Okay. And with that, Bryce starts running towards the door again.
Meanwhile, outside, the gang has moved a little bit closer. Some of the other guys have like pulled down like these like crowbar weapons, and they're like clacking them in their hand. I don't think you can do shit if we come over there and have a little face-to-face chat there. What do you think about that, huh? Hot shit?
Still not moving. I don't respond verbally, but I let the just tingle of lightning course across my eyes.
You'll see that look of confidence and I'm going to fuck you up in this guy's face sort of falters, and he tilts his head to the right a little bit and stops moving, and he like reaches out his right hand and stops the guy right beside him. Ew, what the fuck are you? You got some like some sort of wires in your eyes there, huh? What is that shit?
I suggest that you leave before I show you.
Billy, fuck him up and see what happens. You see one of the guys on the left, he shrugs. He has that like bar of iron in his hand, and he moves up and takes a swing at you. But you have a little bit of time before it hits you. What do you respond? So he's like literally like starting to swing.
Yeah, I guess well, he's gonna get retroactively blasted as soon as he hits me, so.
Okay, so you
throw my arm up in a block and then kind of smile, trying to catch the bar, and as he's gonna get electrocuted.
Okay, so he swings, it hits into like maybe like the forearm, I guess, as you're trying to block it.
Yeah, block it.
Why don't you describe what happens?
Yeah, so as the moving not extremely fast, but fast enough to block the telegraph blow. Longbeard throws up his right arm, the metal pipe hits it, and then there's this kind of arcing blue lightning that courses across it, and he takes I think it's like 3. What's the serious damage?
I think it's aggravated.
Yeah, aggravated damage, just from attacking. And then if he falls back, which I'm expecting he might, I just kind of hand back down behind my back.
Okay, you go. He'll fall down. He pisses himself. He's sort of laying on his left side, just like shaking and quivering. Little bits of electricity are crackling off of him until it fades. The guy who's all like confident and throwing out insults and stuff just sort of like taps some of the shoulders of the other guys, and they move along down the walkway. They don't even pick up their friend. And they just
leave him? Oh, geez.
Yeah, they just leave him on the ground there. And they just look back every once in a while. The main guy just like shakes his head and flips you off once as they're walking away.
Longbeard kindly takes a step forward and just checks the guy to make sure he's not dying.
No more! No, leave me alone!
All right, as he backpedals away, I'll just let him go. I'll stand up calmly.
So,
sort of drags himself and gets up and starts like walking, but falls over once, and pushes himself up and leans against the wall and keeps going down the hallway.
So Sally's like, interesting party trick.
Yes. There's a lot about us that we have to explain. I'll tell you all about it once we get back to the ship. With that, probably right as Bryce is getting there, I pick up the communicator and say, all's clear over here, guys, if you are listening in.
Probably by this point, Bryce and Theo have come out of the ship.
Yep, or at the very least, Bryce is in the doorway with it open.
Okay. You'll smell the burning smell of ozone and human hair and flesh.
I see they decided against trouble.
Well, I think they wanted to test us. There were a lot of them, though. I'm a little nervous that they might try to take the ship.
Yeah, they might do that. That's a common sight around here.
Well, one or two of them I wouldn't have been too scared, but a gang is a different story.
Yeah.
I can handle myself with one or two, but.
So, how badly did you whip this guy's ass? Theo will say, standing over him.
Well, he hurt himself. He thought that I would be an easy target, I guess. And he got electrocuted. But I think he's going to recover fine. I don't want to really harm him. He's for being an idiot. It's not really his fault.
Yeah, you'll see him sort of leaning against the wall about 20 feet away, trying to walk away from you guys.
I don't know. Historically speaking, stupidity has always been a capital crime.
With that, Longbeard smiles and then points to the doctor and says, Theo, Bryce, you already know, this is Dr. Sally McShane. She does go by Mustang Sally, for some reason, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Greetings, Sally. My name is Theo. Theo, by the way, is wearing a kind of one of those a jumpsuit that seems to be customized extremely, because there's all kinds of like spots for tools and things like that and pockets. You'll notice that his left arm is completely chrome, with various etchings and panelings on it and such. Currently it is dirty, just like the rest of him, and his face is covered in various dirt and oily smudge. The sides of his hair are shaved. The side of his head is shaved, except for the top part, which is fuzzy with a bit of a shortish hair, sort of like a darkish brown. And you notice kind of like circuitry type lines that are visible on the side of his head leading towards the back.
Yeah, Sally's also a maverick, but she doesn't really go for the whole obvious cyber bit. She kind of, the cyber she does have is a bit more subtle and utilitarian.
You'll see in the loading dock, there's a woman leaning against it with her arms folded across her chest. She has getting some feedback again. She has red hair, and looks like she has cybernetic arms and a back. She's wearing some sort of jogging suit. But she doesn't come forward and introduce herself. She's just sitting there, just staring at you guys.
Have I seen her around the station at all?
No, you haven't.
We all notice her.
Oh, yeah, Nell is just standing there, just sort of eyeing up the situation. She sees that Phil is talking to her.
I reach out, kind of just waving her to come over.
She just nods at you and keeps standing there with her arms folded across her chest. She seems to be looking at Phil the most. Or to Theo.
Yeah.
Theo, he's going to be pretty oblivious to all this. He's going to just look over back at Bryce. Where are those, where's the place that you got this stuff again?
It's about 500 meters that way.
Oh, jeez. He'll kind of slouch down a little bit as he looks kind of worn out, and he'll straighten himself up. Oh, let's just go.
She has a coil there. I'm not sure it'll be usable for us. It is Ganjin. It's... Well, you should take a look at it. Should I bring Genu along? It's liable to be fairly heavy if we do want it.
I think
with us.
At this point, maybe the 3 or 4 of us can carry it. Wink, wink.
Huh.
I just don't trust Gino at the moment, if that makes sense.
Bryce looks...
we don't need to have poor people carrying it. We've got the lifts with us, right?
Oh, that's true.
Y'all among the lifts, right? He'll say concerningly.
Yeah. We'll just bring one of those lifts.
Oh my goodness. He'll shake his head and just start walking down.
Doctor, would you like to go with us, or do you want to drop off your equipment in the ship? Actually, why don't you come with us? I don't know. So looking back at Anel, thinking that's probably not a good idea.
You see that Anel is now looking at the new woman, and she's sort of like eyeing her up. She's like looks at her ankles and moves all the way up to her face, and she's just like looking at her eyes.
What?
The woman who's leaning against the ship, and she came out of the ship, is basically eyeing you up.
Me? Me personally, or the group?
You personally.
Oh.
And she just slowly nods at you, and then she's like just looking right at your eyes.
Like, kind of nods back. Just wondering, like, okay, does she want something? Is she just checking me?
She'll point to Theo, who seems like he's completely oblivious to what's going on, and then she points to herself.
All right, Sally does have 2 dots in empathy. Does that help me to figure out the situation at all?
Oh, what do you think, man? Just play with it, run with it. That's what's happening. She pointed at Theo, pointed back at herself, and now she's looking right at you.
Is she trying to set up a threesome or something?
She's just staring at you. Like I said, she's about 20 feet away.
Like, she doesn't seem threatening though.
A little bit threatening.
But not in the blatant, like, look at my crotch kind of way, or the Bluebeard kind, guys.
No, it's like a subtle, low burning, threatening.
Okay, so. Certainly, Theo, and
she asked a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, John. What was that?
No, I said Longbeard probably notices this since he had asked the doctor a question. She never responded, so he probably looks back and forth a little bit, and he kind of says, "That's Anel. She's new to the crew, but she is with Theo." And then kind of looks back at her and says, "Yeah, I think that's what she's trying to get across to." Then Theo and Bryce are probably just walking away, probably.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, Theo is he's oblivious. He's just walking along. He's kind of rubbing his arms a little bit.
Theo isn't even sure he's in a relationship. He doesn't even know.
With that, Anel will just head back into the ship. She looks like she started jogging again.
Yeah. Bryce, you have access to the ship from here, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you lock her down? Our voice command only?
That can be done, Captain.
Thanks.
So does the door to the cargo area close?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, closes, and the mechanisms behind it are latching.
Okay. Bryce will see that she's just jogging around the ship with the internal cams. She has this sort of serious, unsmiling look on her face, though.
Hopefully working all of that out of her system.
All right, so everyone outside is walking to Gordon's again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's best. Yeah.
Oh, you're back for the coil. Where's your bot? Your little bot? Where's he at?
We have a lift that'll carry it if we need to. Yeah, I point at the coil and say, Theo, that's the coil.
All right, let me go take some measurements of it real quick.
Measure? You don't need to measure. It'll fit.
Yeah, ma'am, I do need to measure this out, okay?
Well, you see that bend there? We bent it to fit the last one.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. I always test my merchandise out.
Oh, that's a good practice.
She said it was a Mark 2.5-ish.
Yeah, ish.
By ish, it's actually a 1.5.
Oh, no, it's at least a 2.
No, it's a 1.5. You can clearly tell it's a 1.5 model because the modulations right here are about 2.3 off.
I think it's about a 2.3-ish.
I think it's about a 1.5.
Oh, you have your right to your opinion.
Not an opinion, it's fact. And he starts waving his data pad. It's a fact right here.
Oh, get that out of my face, you young kids with technology.
Will it work? Whether it's a 1.5 or a 2.
It'll work. It'll just take some modifications on my part.
Yeah. Any engineer worth his salt will be able to take care of it and put a few bends where a bend needs, and it'll work.
Theo just begins rubbing his head. Oh, jeez. Yeah, this could definitely work. I just we'll just need a few extra parts.
The old woman slaps Theo in the ass. See, you got a pretty good engineer. He'll take care of you.
He just kind of looks back at her, just all right. He'll kind of scooch away too when that happens.
No, Sarah. Anything else I can do for you?
Was that core refuelant, or was that did that stuff work, or?
Yeah, it's not the right grade. We're going to need a 4.5 grade instead.
You and your numbers.
Well, that is what I have, after all. These numbers are important.
Well, I got a few more canisters down there, but they're not cracked like the last one. Gonna have to pay full price for those ones.
Hold on here. I'm not paying for anything unless we get to see it first.
Oh, well, they're down there, under the dust and tape. You'll see that they're kind of taped over, and you can't really tell what they are unless you peel the tape back.
Theo begins peeling the tape back. What are we dealing with here?
That one is oil. That's not even.
Don't be unwrapping them now. That's how I sealed them up.
Well, they might be how you seal them up, but it's preventing me from identifying it properly.
Yeah, we'll put the tape back once you're done.
He'll actually unscrew the top lid and do a little sniff. Yeah, that's the stuff.
Don't be getting high in my kiosk.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Sniffer.
With that, Theo just begins grabbing the coil and loading it onto the lift.
Okay, you're gonna need some help. Because it's pretty heavy.
Not even asking. He's just gonna grab on one end and just kind of lift it and going.
Longbeard goes over to help, and it strains to pick it up.
All right, on your left.
As you guys are picking it up, you hear Sparsky Quickfire blast off about 10 kiosks down, and a a body slumps down into the metal grating and just kind of collapses. It seems like someone from the kiosk itself shot him. And no one really reacts to that. People just sort of walk around the corpse.
Oh, Longa drops the core and just kind of like ducks down. Ready to
Theo holding on to us like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, my foot. My foot.
If looking around, if there's no danger, obviously Longbeard looks over. Are you okay, Theo? What happened?
I dropped it. That's what happened. What did you drop it for?
There was someone shooting.
You'll see that
that always happens.
The kiosk guy is going out there, like, taking the stuff off the corpse, kicking them.
Take a look at the corpses. Was it basically someone thought he would, like, rob the place and they just defended themselves like happens every day?
You're not real sure since you weren't staring at him. You've been on the space station for a while. Who do you think got shot? Feel free to fill in the details.
Probably one of the Bluebeards. They're probably one of the Bluebeard guys strike me as the kind of impromptu gang that forms overnight and then a week later most.
Okay. Yeah, he seems like he has a blue beard. Looks like the vendors.
The real hot shit guys are more subtle about it.
You'll see that the vendor's pulling stuff out of his hand. Looks like he had probably tried to grab some stuff out of there that he didn't pay for. And then you see that after he takes the stuff off of him, he shoots him once more right in the face.
They're not having much luck today, are they?
Oh, well, it's what happens when you try to rob somebody. Longbeard, you shouldn't be dropping stuff like that.
I'm actually sorry, Theo. I didn't actually expect any gunfire at all on the station.
It's okay. You're new to this area. I probably should have told you a little bit more, but it's okay.
It's my fault. I should have researched more before coming in. Let's get this on, and Lavia just easily picks it up and places it on the lift.
Then afterwards, we'll get the fuel containers.
Okay. Do you find any worthwhile?
Oh, wait a second, Theo says as he actually has a glint in his eye. There's a bit of excitement in his voice. He walks right over and looks up under the shelf and sees what looks to be looks like a teddy bear, but it's obviously got it looks like machine parts sticking out of it. And he turns it around. He looks at all the various machinery and circuitry inside. Where'd you get this at?
Oh, Dad, I found it in the dustbin when I bought my new stall. Where I'm living these days. It looks old. I think that's one of them old AI ones.
How much?
15.
I'll give you 5. This thing's busted, and it's in terrible condition.
How about 8?
6.5.
7?
I'll do 7.
Well, you struck a hard bargain, but there you go. And don't be dropping it now. You need to get this out of here.
Will do, man.
So without much effort, you guys get the coil loaded onto the lift, and she thanks you.
Longbeard eyes the teddy bear suspiciously. Really, Theo? Really?
He looks back at you like, oh, I mean, it's a priceless antique. I mean,
priceless antique.
I mean, you don't see these things floating around everywhere.
The captain will hear gears grinding, and the head will sort of turn around
Oh, you mean in the teddy bear?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant in my head. I'm like, what? And the cyborg. That's really more toys to play with. I guess you've earned it.
You'll see its right arm sort of like wave, goes up and down like an inch.
Yeah, he's got it strapped to his waist too, so it's just bouncing along.
I'm just gonna warn you, Theo. If it starts singing, it's gonna get jettisoned.
What are you talking about? It's he looks down at it and he probably didn't notice what it was doing. It's like it's just a harmless little toy.
I don't know. If you say so.
I know so. He says a bit snarkily.
Sally kind of takes the bear and she looks at it and she says, I think, honestly, that this bear is vital to the ship's defense. And she holds it up to Longbeard and just starts, rah, 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 rah.
It is a frightening bear. I think children will be frightened the rest of their lives knowing that thing's around.
Play with me.
No, it still works. Fascinating. He gently grabs it and while leaning on the lift and walking, he'll start looking at it and fiddling around.
Friends trust each other.
I wonder what else it says. He'll begin pushing things in the back.
Love me.
Okay, it says love me. What about... let's see here. Let's look at its power source.
Don't trust strangers.
Longbeard looks over at the doctor.
I wonder if this thing has any songs on it, and he'll start
songs.
messing around.
Songs.
No.
Enter songs.
Thank God.
Well, at least I know that the AI is still somewhat functioning. This ought to be an easy fix.
You're a big child.
Not a child.
You're saying that's one of those ones that have the true AIs? Like the originals?
Yeah, they were abandoned a couple of centuries ago.
Yeah, that's... Alright.
I'm just really surprised that there's still some floating around here. And he leans in close, whispering, the fact that they still have these things floating around here is significant. Do you know how much some collectors are willing to pay for one of these things? It's astronomical. If I get this repaired, I'll have a miniature little fortune on my hands. But, more than that, I have one of the ultimate gifts.
Repair me.
See, he got the idea. I'll get you repaired, little buddy.
You know how collectors are. If it's not mint and packaged,
Nonsense. They don't know if it's not mint if I fixed it already. And besides, most collectors don't even care about that anymore. They just want it to look like the original.
That's true. The perception of new is the same as new.
Mm-hmm.
You'll hear another gunshot somewhere further back around the round hallway, the sort of kiosk chamber that you're in, but you don't see what's happening.
Once again, ear ducks.
You'll hear about 5 or 6 more shots after that too, in quick succession.
Bryce is completely oblivious to them as he's staring up at one of those news panels you mentioned earlier with the ship around Saturn.
Yeah, it even has like some. It'll kind of go away from the scrolling words. You'll see some very poorly shot images of this large vessel that seems like it's skimming the surface of Saturn. It says something like "Beast of Saturn revealed to be shipped."
Theo, do you recognize that model?
Theo looks up at it and as he glances. Oh, that looks... Oh my.
I told the she that we would be around Saturn. That's the location I spoofed when that spectral Kazuko was trying to get into our databases.
Yeah, the video shows like just the surface of the top section of the ship. The rest of it seems like it's submerged down in the gases.
How massive could that thing be?
I don't know. It could just be some sort of Earth or terraforming vessel.
Improbable.
It is huge, though. Oh, have you seen what they're working on at Venus?
Well, I really haven't been to Venus. Well, that was at one time we went on a scrapping mission into further territory, but that's a different story.
But the design here is very different, isn't it?
It's a lot more, I can't quite place my word on it. It's not nearly as organic. It's more abstract.
You'll see the news feed kind of scrolls by, and then the next one that comes up is NWOD Rebellion. Thousands dead. Asteroids hurling towards Earth and Gonjan.
Oh my, did you all hear that? A NWOD rebellion.
Wait,
Oh, it finally really happened.
what location?
Gonjan.
What happened? What rebellion?
You'll see the news feed. NWOBOTs have taken control of Gonjan from the Tenryu party. Gonjan is now in their control. Loyalists are being slaughtered. Where is Socio?
See, we warned them this would happen.
Did you hear what they said? They said, "Where is Socho?"
Theo, will you need an extra hand getting this all up and running fast once we're on board?
He's a little blank at the moment, and then he just, oh, what? Oh, yeah. I could use a little handle. Always make things faster.
We've got to get moving again.
I'll say. Looks like the shit's really hitting the fan. I can't believe it. Right now, we're making history all the time. I mean, we made alien contact, and now this. No one had ever suspected a kind of rebellion like this.
You'll see a news feed of just like this camera looking over just like down a main street or thoroughfare of Gonjan with the skyscrapers and things going high up into the heavens, and the ground is just littered with bodies. You'll see like NWOBOT footprints that like it smashed down on 3 or 4 bodies. Seems like you just like see one off in the distance, and it's just like slaughtering everyone in this path.
I'm not exactly sure here, but like, what's a NWOBOT?
Okay, sorry. NWOBOT is like this giant robot that's fueled with trigenium. It's a rare byproduct that is produced on Ganymede, so you might be a little familiar with that. They are the defenders, military leaders, and so there's actually like sort of these cult worship things that go on Gonjan. They sort of worship the spirit of the NWOBOT and their ancestors. So it's a mix of spiritual things and military things that the NWOBOTs are, but they're basically like giant robots with AI programs that are they're unique. Each AI has its own NWOBOT. The number of NWOBOTs is no one's really sure how many there are, but there's a good many of them.
Okay, so and was this crew like somehow instrumental in this rebellion that I don't know about?
Not that they know of.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was saying like we were part of history and stuff, so I wasn't sure.
I think he's meaning the human race in general, or, Although I cannot speak for Theo.
So,
Well, he was kind of referring to the fact that they're living in times now where all this history is being made. Because for the most part, Ganjin is kind of controlled by this AI computer named Socho. And so, in turn, Socho controls all the Nobots and stuff. And it's a bit of a caste society.
But it seems like the Nobots have cast off Socio and taken control. So there's 3 big stories that are in the news right now on the data net. There's the asteroids that seem like they've been hurled towards Earth and Ganjin, probably by the Shi, that'll be making impact or be getting close fairly soon. And perhaps in the chaos of that, the Nobots have taken control. You're not sure. And then there's the mysterious huge vessel on Saturn that people seem to be calling the Beast of Saturn at this point.
Okay.
Because it sort of looks like this giant, looks like sea monster that's swimming beneath the surface of the gases on Jupiter.
Bryce, you think that's the vessel that we were supposed to target?
I don't know. I would think if it was that large, then it would have had a larger read or a more significant read on the sensors when I tried to figure out where they were.
Yeah, the last time I think you checked the sensors, they were traveling along with those asteroids that were hurling towards Earth.
They'd have to move incredibly quickly if they were there by now. And it would be quite a change in direction.
If the vessel is that large, and they are capable of using more advanced gravimetric technology, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that they're using the gravimetric field of the vessel to herd the asteroids like that. I mean, one would figure. I remember reading a couple of war theories on that.
Well, you and Bryce were looking on design, and we were trying to protect the settlers that would do pretty much the same thing. In the anti-gravity, so, I mean, you didn't really have the time to work it out, but I bet you could have worked it out.
Theo kind of rubs the back of his head a little bit, kind of smiling. Well, I mean, I wouldn't give myself that much credit. I hardly think the realms of experimental theory are going to work out within a few moments.
I think you're selling yourself short, but...
Well, when you're dealing with objects of that size, you're entering the realm of astrophysics. More so, or, well, in a deeper end than we're accustomed to.
Well, I think it's best for us to get back to the ship as quick as possible. Does anyone have anything else they need? So I want to blast off and try to I want to intercept another Shi vessel.
Yeah. Yeah, Sally's not saying much, but you get the impression she's anxious to leave the station. She's getting a little stir-crazy.
Yeah, understandable. The smell alone would make me want to leave.
Oh, I don't even notice that anymore.
Theo looks over at you. What smell? This smells great in here. It's like an old A150 filter, it feels like.
Yeah. Sally is still kind of poking at the bear. She's still kind of fiddling with it. And it's like she kind of like pushes a little button under the fur, and it's like if you aren't loyal to a friend, I couldn't bear it. Yeah, no one will pay for this.
I'm fiddling with that thing.
About 4 kiosks down, you hear, "You ripped me off!" And you start hearing this fist fight and things breaking. And then the fight sort of breaks out into the area in front of the kiosk. A knife gets pulled and one of the guy's throats gets cut. And you just see this guy just stabbing into his neck.
Well, that is our, it's time to leave, guys.
I couldn't agree more.
you'll see the guy pull the knife out and sort of wipe it in the guy's hair. And then he kicks him roughly in the side of his face as hard as he can.
Just
Sally
don't
just
make
looks
any eye
disgusted. She
contact,
just-
and we'll be just...
He's like,
So you guys head to the ship.
Yep.
yeah, the trick to this place is like find the people that aren't complete psychos and make friends with them. Because
So you had one friend yourself, I'm guessing.
yeah, there's a few people here that are pretty. I mean, I won't say they're good people, but they're professional, and they're not going to go. If they like you, they'll back you up. So you'll learn to read people.
Well,
As we get
have those types of problems on the vessel.
What was that, Alex?
As we get closer to the ship, Bryce checks the internal cams to see how Anel's doing.
She seems like she's still jogging around, and as you're checking out the cams, you see that that crew of Bluebeards is outside the ship.
Wow.
It's like they're trying to break into the loading dock.
Folks, that group that was harassing you earlier seems to be a persistent bunch. We've got at least 8 of them around the loading bay.
Well, that's just fantastic. I told you they weren't going to leave you alone.
Well, I was hoping it would leave for a little while. I didn't really come here to start.
You just... Theo walks right over to them, and with his hands on his hips, he kind of just walks over to him and goes, yeah, can I help you, gentlemen?
Seems like they were pretty invested in what they were doing. You'll see they all sort of turn around and look at you. Get 'em, boys!
With that, Theo runs over and dips his chrome arm into the liquid of the fuelant, and then he flings it in their faces.
Oh.
The one that was the leader, the one that was obviously the kind of the spokesman of the group that we were talking about to earlier.
Yeah, it's the guy who just said get him. He has like the dagger in his hand.
Right. Well, Sally just very, very quickly drops to her knees and basically does a quick groin shot to the fist. I'm going to do something here. It's basically a groin punch. It's very expertly done. It's very impressive, and I'm spending a willpower on lethal strike so that it does lethal damage.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and roll? Phil, why don't you go ahead and roll me Dex and Athletics to see what you get there.
You got it.
The defense on these guys is, let's see here, 3 dice. So subtract that from your pools. How about, so these guys are doing that. How about Alex and John? What are your characters doing?
Captain Longbeard.
If I'm doing Kung Fu, that's an extra die? Because that's a specialty?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hang on.
So yeah, you got, oh, hold on. Alright, so what is Longbeard doing?
So wait a sec. So I have 7 dice minus their defense is 3 dice. So that's 4 dice, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just hold on, Brian. You can go ahead and roll the stuff. I'm just trying to figure out what everyone's trying to do. Longbeard?
Alright. Seeing Sally kind of roll forward and slam that guy in the balls regardless of the outcome, I won't let loose with force landing. I will step forward and grab the nearest guy and just throw him down the hallway the way we came. So right over everything.
Okay, so why don't you give me a roll too? Probably strength and brawl. You'll have a 3 dice penalty for his defense. All right.
So what do I roll? Strength or dexterity plus brawl?
Yeah, whatever you want. That's fine. It's probably closer to strength, I would think. But
Yeah, in that case, I would only have 2.
oh, okay. How about Alex? What are you doing?
I think that he'll just reflexively quick draw and see if he can melt the handle of the knife in his mouth.
Okay. That's a little bit of a hard shot. Just the handle. We'll say it's like 4 dice penalty for that. Since it's
Oh, okay.
all right. So get roll your dice, guys. What you get?
Okay, that 3 brings Theo's total down to 0. So I'm going to spend a willpower point, and I already rolled those dice, and I got 1 success out of that.
Okay. So you splash them all with some of the liquid.
Yeah.
So they have basically fuel on them, right?
And with that, he will ignite it using his flame.
What's the difficulty number? 8?
8, 9, and 10. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the highest I got is a 6. Only 3 dice. So I mean, I probably hit it, but probably didn't do any real damage.
Glancing punch, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
think I get some. You think I get some kind of surprise bonus?
Well, I just had you guys go first, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so you try to punch, you miss. They just got sprayed with fuel. Looks like Theo's doing something. Longbeer? What Longbeer get?
I got 7 successes. So that comes down to.
All right, so describe how this guy almost nearly dies.
Yeah, I mean, Longbeer steps up, seeing like everything. First, obviously, he was going to do something and change his mind. And then sort of just reaches forward, grabbing with both his right and left hand, grabbing the nearest guy by his tunic, and kind of just lifts him up and throws him over probably about almost 20 feet down the hallway, where he bounces off the ceiling and then kind of hits the ground. And then kind of skids along the ground a little bit. And, yeah, not dramatic, but he just totally went flying. Yeah.
Okay, and Alex, what was your shot?
1 success, hopefully just enough to scare the crap out of him.
Okay, yeah, you'll melt the handle. He'll let the thing fall out of his hand. It sort of clatters on the metal grating at your feet, and then I keep saying Phil. And then Theo lights him up. So, yeah, how's that working?
I'm going to use Burst of Flame, which is a 10-foot wide, 40-foot long line of fire that emanates from my hand. There's a mental picture that he has in his mind. Because when he does all this and he has this in mind, he keeps he thinks back to his brother, and he remembers a specific image of him lighting a cigarette, and just that thought of his brother and then thinking of the game, he kind of merges the 2 images together subconsciously, and that just enrages him. And so he just thinks of nothing but burning, and then the flame shoots out. He's a little surprised when it happens.
So this roaring, intensely hot fire seems to emanate from Theo, engulfing all of the Bluebeards, and the fuel it just catches in like one large whoosh. And Sally and Longbeer are fairly close to this. So why don't you guys give me like Dex plus Athletics to try to jump out of the way?
I'm just going on pure Dex here. Well, I got a 7 is the highest I got.
All right, so while Sally doesn't have fuel on her, she does get a little bit of fire that catches onto her arm. How about Longbeer?
She's wearing her leather jacket.
Okay, so your leather jacket's on fire.
It's one of those like armored dealies that basically puts out the arm. You know?
Okay, that works. And Longbeer, what'd you get? John? I think you might be muted, John. No?
Yeah, I was muted. Talking away. Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
The highest I got was a 5, so I get caught on fire.
Okay. So it's, yeah.
Probably from picking up the guy covered in oil and stuff. I couldn't dodge out of the way of that.
Yeah, maybe your hand is a little bit on fire, but sort of swing around in the air and pat it out, maybe.
It's not the first time I've been burned. Literally.
So the Bluebeards are running around screaming. Their flesh is melting off of their faces and their arms. They're screaming, and then they're dying. The smell of roasted meat is strong in your nose.
Theo, can you put this out? Put it out quick.
Oh, jeez. Oh, he kind of snaps out of it, and he runs over. He just starts patting them down.
Theo, they're covered in fuel. What the hell?
No, just. No. You mean the guys that are on fire, or just them?
Yeah. Aren't they?
He's not going to pay attention to them. He's just.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you have that one power where you're resistant to flames up?
Yeah.
Okay. You'll see Theo, the flames don't seem to affect him at all. He's trying to put them out, but they're burning pretty intensely. Not only were they covered in fuel, but the heat of the flames was very...
Well, he wasn't concerned about those guys. He's trying to help out the other two that got burned.
Oh, he's putting out Longbeer and Sally.
It's funny.
Yeah.
As Longbeer's trying to put out the guys on the ground with his cloak, trying to pat him down, you're trying to put him out.
Yeah, he seems more concerned about the fact that the other two may have gotten caught, and he goes up to Sally. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I didn't even. I just tries pads up the leather jacket. I'll give you creds for a new one.
Here, Longbeer hits the communicator. It's Long, and he's screaming and coughing. Longbeer to Gino. Access on. Extinguish the flames. And he turns to Bryce. Can you open the door, Bryce?
Absolutely. It does so.
You'll see that Gino comes out and starts to spray the burnt corpses. And basically puts out the flames that have, sort of expanded a little bit wherever that fuel was that it was burning. But it takes some time, but Gino manages to put everything out. And you have 8 corpses on the walkway there.
Longbeer kind of collapses to his knees and covers his face. He seems distraught.
Bryce has gone, pretty completely white, but just continues walking inside, and just kind of mindlessly kind of checking to see whether the barrels will fit through the doorways and whatnot.
Yes, they'll fit. And to emphasize one thing, Sally has never seen anything like this, has never heard of anything like this, didn't know that was even physically possible, that flames emanated from a person and literally burnt to death 8 people in front of her.
Yeah, she's a little... I mean, she's remembering the little electric trick that the guy did earlier. So, and she's wondering if and the scientist in her is very, very curious about this. I mean, it's not... I mean, she's... On the one hand, she's more curious than she is freaked out.
Flames are out, Captain. Are there any other orders? Should I remove the corpses?
No, thank you, Gino. Can you help Bryce?
Oh, hold on. Brian, I think you're getting some feedback. I don't know if your volume's turned up too loud. Do you have a headset?
No.
Okay, maybe try to mute your your mic. When
Or
you're
put
not...
the mic in front of the speakers.
Hang on a second. I can.
Direction.
Yeah, I see your little box highlighting whenever someone else is talking, so I think it's coming from you. Okay. Just a little technological hiccup. We sometimes get this.
Not sure.
Longbear kind of like stands up slowly and looks
Can you
over
hear
at
me?
someone.
Wait, what was that, Brian?
Can you hear? I just plugged in a headset. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me.
Yeah, that sounds a
That's
lot
great.
better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's actually clearer too. You always sound like you're farther away from me.
Excellent.
Yeah, Longbear I turned to Theo. Theo, what, why, man? Why kill him?
Theo's kind of blank in his face, and you notice that his right arm, the non-organic, the cybernetic one, is shaking quite profusely a little bit, and he kind of grabs it with his metallic arm, and kind of stares down at the ground a little angry. He goes, "Sorry, I didn't think that went all the way through, but would have probably tried to kill us anyways. They were out for blood. They would have never stopped harassing us." And then with that, he just kind of goes over and he starts grabbing the bodies and just kind of lining them up into a fashion that's so they can be easily disposed.
You'll see that Gino has picked up a corpse and is just standing there with the corpse in its arms.
Looking up at Gino, I reach over and I pat Theo. Theo, why don't you take care of the coil so we can get out of here? I'll deal with this, Gino and I. Okay? Don't worry about it, man. You did what you had to. I'm sorry, I lost it on you.
Theo looks pretty shaken up, but he looks visibly angered in his eye, and he just kind of keeps staring down and grabs the lift and just quickly shoves it inside.
Gino, can you place the bodies off to the side? Stack them. Don't stack them. That sounds so awful. Just place them over in the corner, side by side.
Yes, Captain.
Thank you, Gino. And then I kind of look over at Bryce, and raise my eyebrow, why is he thinking on his own?
You'll see that the bot is moving over and placing them in a sitting position against the wall.
Bryce, at this point, really is not in the mindset to be thinking about that in particular. He just communicates to Theo, your path to the engine room should be clean and clear.
As you're speaking, Bryce, you have this weird written message that seems to be coming from your own head, and it says hello ?
Okay. Now, can I tell whether this is coming from one of the digital components in my head, or...
Yeah, you think it's one of the... it seems to be... as you're looking at it, it seems to be some sort of AI program that is now there.
I guess he'll communicate hello back.
Need input. Period.
What kind of input?
Who are you? Who am I?
At this point, Bryce is just going to... It's kind of circuitous, because he's trying to examine the code of something that's just kind of inserting itself into his thought stream, so... it's a little bit tricky, but he's going to start to try and piece that together. Remain calm, analyzing.
What areas do I have access to? And you'll see that the program is starting to make inquiries into what your system is, how it works, what it's in control of.
The ship system? Or...
It's mainly focusing on you, but it seems like some lines of inquiry are going over towards the ship as well.
Right. Permissions will be determined soon. For now, please remain static until further analysis can be completed.
Did you make me? Question mark.
Bryce just kind of turns to the others and says, I'll be in my quarters for a minute. I've got something to deal with. And he starts marching off without really giving much explanation.
Okay. Still stunned and upset over the amount of death and seeing Theo, seeing Theo, obviously physically upset over what happened. I reached down and, reached towards Sally to shake her hand and say, hey, you jumped into defense of the crew. I thank you. And welcome.
Hi.
And then once Genu is done, it shouldn't take him too long, I wouldn't think. I guess we'll enter the ship, leaving the bodies there for cleanup.
You'll notice that Genu tried to set up the bodies like they're all sitting. He said against the wall, and he sort of snapped some limbs off, like to try to make them into a sitting position, and just leaned the arm against the body, or piled up the leg like it should be sitting there. There's burnt ashes and stuff everywhere.
Thank you, Geno. You did a fine job. If you could, get back into the cargo bay, we'll all board the ship now.
Yes, Captain. Understood. Geno just march into the ship.
I guess I will show you, Sally. I'll take you to your quarters. If that's what you want. You can get refreshed. Clean up your wounds.
Cool. Just some back.
Oh. Brian, you're kind of choppy for some reason. Can you say that again?
Just get her some Bactine. She'll be fine.
We'll stop by the med bay on the way. Maybe the doctor will be there. If not, I'll patch you up, no problem.
All right.
As I pass Genu, I'll Genu, if you can power down and await our commands, that'd be perfect. Thank you.
No final orders, Captain.
Prevent anyone from entering the ship from this way, from the docking bay.
I can't do that while powered down, Captain.
Go into sentry mode.
Understood. And he just starts pacing back and forth in front of the entrance.
Is he making a lot of noise?
He's got heavy feet.
Geno, can you do sentry standard mode where you stand?
Yes, Captain.
Thank you.
The head of Genu will stare away from you, and then as you're walking away, it turns around and looks back at you.
Keeps doing that 180.
Keeps spinning around.
I want to mount a red light that goes back and forth on his face.
All right.
Right now, every time Longbeard looks at him, all he sees is that the face of Pond is missing.
Yeah, it's just a black screen right now.
Damn it.
Yeah, no pawn. The doorway of the ship closes. It moves over and hits the button and closes the door behind you. And then resumes sentry mode.
Sally, this is our cargo bay. I mean, docking bay, obviously.
Right.
This is a Nell's vessel.
Yeah, you'll see this Hellcat fighter that's bristling with weapons, and it looks like it's just dangerous just sitting there.
Cool.
I don't know a lot about her, but I know that she came here for Theo, and she's decided to join our crew. As we see others, we're going to come across one of the younger crew members we have on the ship. He's startling. He has 4 legs. He is an alien, and he kind of has like a chitinous shell over his body. And he's loud, and he gets in your face, but he's fairly gentle. So I just wanted to warn you before he comes around the corner or something and starts yelling. He wants to eat bones or something. That's just what he calls his food. With that, Longbeard to Choppers.
Captain.
Wow, that's the first time you used my title. Captain, Choppers, can you meet us in the medical bay, please?
Captain Choppers?
No, Choppers. I'm still the captain. I'm sorry. I'm the captain.
No fly ship.
No, you're Lieutenant Choppers, remember? If you could meet us in the
Choppers. Maybe. Captain. Word.
Start giving him a communicator now. I'm thinking.
Lieutenant.
Yet. We're not flying the ship yet. We still have to repair it. I need you in the medical bay. I have someone that you need to meet. Okay? Then we can get us some bone chips.
Weird machine room. Chopper. Captain, alright.
Yeah, where the doctor hangs out. The weird room.
Doctor sleep.
I'm sure he probably still is sleeping, yes.
Doctor sleep too much.
Yes, the doctor has been sleeping too much. You've been spending a lot of time with Theo, I think, and Bryce.
Bring bone chips.
With that, I guess that's probably long enough for Sally and I to reach the medical bay. and I will get the Bacta spray and begin spraying her hands. It's the only place she probably got burned, right? Right?
Yeah, I think Sally probably has very minor burns on her forearm. That's probably it.
Okay, a few quick sprays, and totally heal you up. And then he sprays himself, to his hands and checks everything out.
One of my cybernetics is a body repair weave.
Oh, nice. Would that be visible? Does that show up at all, or?
It probably is to like on an X-ray or something, but it's like underneath. So it's like all it says is that I heal twice as fast.
Oh, okay, nice. All right, so I treat you like you don't have it. 'Cause I don't know. So,
Okay.
I can completely spray you down, and then kind of show you around the medical bay where I point out a 3D printer, and we have basically this is can clone anything. From mechanical pieces to ourselves. And then I point to the cloning device where if you have a special connection symbiote placed into you, you can download your brainwaves and information. And then if something ever happens to you, you can be reintegrated in the 3D printer. If that's something you wish to happen, we can do that. Otherwise, we can just skip that type of surgery. Everyone in the crew has that as of right now, but I don't think it's mandatory.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, Sally has probably heard of this new technology called flesh ports, where ports are literally grafted into like your spine, like this fleshy sort of tentacle, almost like USB port, but you plug it into the machine. You probably heard that there's some new like virtual reality programs that use them as well. Since you're so up to date on technology and science.
Yeah, she is. Like I said, I think most Mavericks, I mean, as big as they are into cybernetics, they probably are up on the technology.
The Doctor will notice, however, that that stuff that the Doctor was working on. Wait, did I say Doctor? I don't know. Longbeard, you're going to notice that the shot that the Doctor was working on is missing.
No. Longbeard to the Doctor. You can see like a look of concern comes over his face when he says that.
You don't hear anything back?
Longbeard to Bryce, this is important. Do you have a second?
Yeah.
Locate the Doctor for me.
I'm on it. He's sweeping internal cameras as rapidly as he can.
Where do you find the Doctor, and in what state is he in?
I think that he finds the Doctor in the lounge, but sort of half under one of the couches, and there's this weird elongation of a finger that's on one of the hands that's jutting out from under the couch, and it's got this eerie kind of scale-like sheen to it. Captain?
Yep.
He's in the lounge, but I don't know what kind of state he's in. It's did he?
The syringe is missing. That's why I was trying. Longbeard, I look down at Sally. I say, Sally, do you mind? I need to check on the Doctor. Do you want to come with me, or you can stay here? We can look at your Fleshport after.
Brian, are you there?
I think you're muted, Brian. Or
I'm sorry, what was it? Yeah.
He's asking Sally. He's asking Sally if
kind of missed it.
He's asking Sally if she'll accompany him.
Oh yeah,
to
where?
In the med
where are we headed?
Or I'm not gonna
specifically to go check out the Doctor.
I'm fine. I don't need any more medical attention. So what else do you got to show me?
All right. So I drag her along and we head down to as quick as I can move to the lounge area. Bryce, are you following me? I mean, are you going to meet me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can if you want. I'll be there in a moment. He will be there, at least outside the door when you get there, and he'll have his rifle on him.
So we come around the corner, and Bryce is standing there waiting. What took you so long? I guess we'll enter slowly and, looking around and, I don't know, not like we have to storm it like a SWAT team, but kind of move in, spreading apart slightly, just to kind of see what the Doctor's doing.
There's some blue-gray appendage that's sort of sticking out from one side of the couch. It's vibrating quickly and sort of thumping on the ground or in a repetitive motion.
And the Doctor, we can't see him visually?
From this angle, you can just see that appendage that's...
Just that arm.
The rest of it's on the other side of the couch, probably, or under it. Sally recognizes this appendage as the bottom part of like one of those strange aliens that overran her scientific base.
Is Bryce able to sense any thought patterns coming from under there?
Screaming, agony, pain. No real thoughts.
Oh my.
Like mental anguish, I guess is a better way to describe it.
You tell me he's hurt.
He's in tremendous pain, Captain. I don't know whatever that injection was has done to him.
I run forward and just like pick up the huge couch or whatever and just kind of put it off to the side, so we can all see what the doctor looks like.
As you lift the couch, this strange, sad-looking thing is there. It looks like one of the doctor's legs has turned into this lower portion of one of those she-aliens that you've seen, the captors of the Quay. His other leg is completely human. His torso sort of has these chitinous structures to them, not unlike chompers. It almost seems like there's this carapace that's slowly protruding and growing from his intestines and guts, sort of just moving slowly out of him. It's almost like he's like spawning something. His left arm is his, but it's like quaking and vibrating. His fingers are just going spastically and twitching. His head is face down, and as the couch moves around, it sort of turns around quickly. You'll see that one of the eyes is the doctor's, but two more eyes have started to grow, one in the center of his forehead and one off to the side of his head, and they're solid black. His mouth has been covered over partially by this layered structure. It seems like it's trying to choke off his airway in some ways. His skin is a color of his normal skin color, but it's starting to take on this blue-gray sheen to it. He seems like the doctor is some sort of alien-human hybrid. He's injected himself most likely with alien DNA.
And he's still metamorphosing?
Yeah, it seems like the process is still going on.
I guess I'll hold him down and, Longbeard leaps upon him and says, Bryce, can you grab a stem?
What's appropriate in this situation, Captain?
Just grab as many as you can.
Okay, he runs back to the med bay, and, as much of the shelf as he can carry, he brings back.
Longbeard grabs one of these lighter ones and kind of like tilts the doctor's face slightly so he can look directly into the doctor's eye, not the others, and kind of holds up the stem, and he's looking for any type of recognition or anything from him.
His pupils are really dilated. You're not even sure if he's seeing what you're showing him, but
right.
The other eyes look towards what you're doing.
And those are black, so like
yeah, they just.
Apparently, I don't have alien reading. I'm gonna hit him with the lighter of the stems first, and see if that helps at all.
You hit him, and the quaking and shaking seems to lessen.
But he's still changing.
Yeah, it seems like whatever is going on is still going on.
But he's not convulsing anymore, so I'll pick him up and ask Bryce to bring the stims that we have, and we're going to bring him to the med bay. I can't diagnose him on the floor here.
As you pick him up, his human leg sloughs off and splats and just lands on the ground, and blood sort of explodes in like a 5-foot radius.
Longbeard does everything he can not to vomit it, and it moves as fast as he can, carrying the body, hoping nothing else falls off as he runs down the hallway.
You'll see that the toes and ankle are twitching on the ground.
Bryce seals off that room and basically marks it on the computers as a biohazard.
as you're running down the hallway, the portion of the mouth that's still open and not covered by that trilobite-looking covering starts to mumble something. It's incoherent at first.
Bryce is running deep thoughts on him. Just, like, kind of wincing through the pain that he's going to get kind of blasted at him as he does so.
You see thoughts of regret. I shouldn't have done this. Irreversible. Abomination. It might be another thought that's coming to his mind.
Anything tinging towards kill me now?
Yeah, you think there's some of that in there too.
Okay.
He seems like he's looking at Longbeer, and the thought that he seems like he's repeating and the words he's trying to say are, forget me, I'm gone.
I'm gone. Forget me, I'm gone.
Captain.
I'm gone.
Captain.
Gone.
Yeah, Bryce.
Gone. Forget me, I'm gone.
I don't think if we even could stabilize him, he would want us to at this point.
Corrupted.
Longbeer looks racist. I know. You should step back away from him. He kind of looks down and whispers and says,
I'm gone.
I'm sorry, Doctor.
I'm gone.
And then just lets all the electricity that I can course through my entire body just trying to just fry and overload his entire system at once just to destroy his whole body. Make it as painless as possible.
It's quick and short, and the deep thoughts gets abruptly shut off as there's no more person there any longer.
Bryce just kind of slumps down in a doorway.
Longbeer kind of just places what's left of the doctor's body on the ground and just absently as he's walking away saying, I need a couple minutes, and just leaves everyone there, walking towards his room.
You'll see the syringe is still implanted like in his thigh. Looks like he had shoved it down in there and hit the button, like, pushed all the fluid in. You'll see that Anel has just jogged up into the scene, and she sort of stops and just stares down at the horrid mess that's on the floor.
Bryce kind of clears his throat and quakes to his feet, and says, I would recommend that everyone return to their quarters for the time being, or at least stay clear of this deck. Sally, I can show you to your options.
All right.
If you still feel like staying on this ship after that.
Yeah, I guess I'm staying.
Bryce doesn't know what to say to talk her out of that. The evidence all seems to be on the floor, as it were. He just starts walking and beckons for her to follow.
Do you know what happened to him? I don't really. What?
Colt was always interested in pushing the boundaries of genetics. It would have been nice if he'd conducted his experiments in a more controlled environment. So, I'm sorry you had to see that. Would would you like to stay on mid deck, or
is that
lower, upper? There are 3 floors to choose.
Anything's fine. I haven't been here long enough to know what's better. So
Mid deck it is then.
Oh, okay.
He shows you to a relatively small room, but it's pretty well appointed with as nice a bed as you would expect on a ship like this, and plenty of blank, clean space that looks like it's recently bleached or something. So there's a desk and reasonably good light. If you'll excuse me, I think that we all need a little time to settle before figuring out the next moves.
I understand. I didn't know him well, but my condolences.
Bryce just makes sure there's a map on the view screen in Sally's quarters, and just highlights key points like the kitchens and whatnot as he leaves. He brings all this up with his head, so there's nothing to say, really. Welcome to the Okina, Toroboro.
I'm back, guys.
Steps off.
I'm back. Sorry, I had to leave there for a second. All right. So people are sort of taking their time and getting settled in, sounds like.
Yep. Sally's been shown her quarters.
Longbeard had walked off. Did he end up going to his quarters?
He was going to go to his quarters, and then he went to the med lab instead. And yeah, I guess you'll probably just fade to black watching him kind of like look around and smile at some of the stuff, like the diagnostic machine, and then kind of rubbing the back of his head. And a slight, tiny smirk kind of appeared. Okay. I mean, I'm assuming it's 4 a.m., so we're going to stop soon anyway.
Yeah, we're almost done, so. Okay.
So, yeah.
And, what did Theo do or not do, or did you end up... Well, you can narrate. Did you end up making the repairs and everything?
Alright, as Theo finally gets done installing the coil and all the fuel, and he kind of slinks back out and slumps on the floor a little bit and wipes his brow, taking a rag and kind of wiping his hands off. He looks back and double checks to make sure everything's in place. And then after securing all the broken parts and replacement parts, he puts them back in place and then seals it up. And then kind of walks back over to the monitor and hits the little button. This is Theo to the captain. Repairs are done. ship should be online and ready to go. Captain? Hello? Anybody?
Yeah, thank you, Theo. Theo, the doctor died.
What?
With that, the company kind of just goes dark.
How did he die? What?
A map flashes up on the vid screen Theo's looking at that shows areas around the med lab and the path from the lounge to the med lab marked as biohazard, and a couple of tiny vid windows to the side that don't show a lot of detail, but at least give you the sense of where the doctor's body is.
Did somebody leech on board and kill him? What happened? Well, damn it! Someone say something, and he'll like.
Theo, he shot himself up with something, one of his experiments, and
Damn
he
fool.
started changing. There was nothing we could do.
Fool. How could he? Well, nothing to be done now.
Sally will get a knock at her door.
Come in. Come in.
The door doesn't open.
I get up and open the door.
You see Annelle there. She has like a sheen of sweat on her. Her hair is like slicked back in like a ponytail. I just wanted to have a little talk with you. And I'm going to tell you two things. One, welcome to the crew.
Thank you.
And I don't even know if I'm part of this crew yet, but that's the second thing. I just want you to know that Theo is mine. And if I ever see you touching him again, we're going to have words. Understood?
Okay.
That's all. And she just storms off. Does Sally have any reaction to that, or does she do anything?
She just shakes her head, decides that there's like one other girl. Is this the only other girl on the crew that I've seen so far?
It's the only other girl on the crew so far.
Right. And she just has to say to herself that, okay, one other girl who is apparently still in high school.
Oh.
All right. Does anybody want to do anything final before we close down today's session? Any action or anything?
No.
I'll leave an image of Longbeer sitting across corner from the 3D machine and just staring at it.
Oh. Sounds good. We'll end the episode there with Longbeer staring at the 3D printer, thinking about possibilities.
And fade to black and credits.
Brian, we usually have this little BS session at the end where people talk about stuff. Since this is your first session, it was a little awkward, I think, in places because you probably don't know how we play and how it works. But hopefully, you had fun.
I was kind of starting, feeling out how, my character's place in the.
Ooh, I think you just cut out, Brian.
Yeah, I think cut out, buddy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was still kind of feeling out my place in the crew and the setting, trying to figure out. But I had fun. It was cool.
That's cool. Did you? I don't know. Have any thoughts about the session at all? Like in different parts of it? I don't know. It's kind of tough because it's tough to bring new people into an ongoing campaign, and so hopefully you stick around for a while and get used to things. But if you have any questions or whatever, don't be afraid to ask.
No, I'm good. Yeah, it's like I said, I don't think Sally would like I said, that girl came up and started like this whole, like kind of like that whole little ultimatum at the end, and I'm like, seriously, is that?
Oh.
Right.
Like she was channeling like Mean Girls or something, right?
Yeah, like some kind of reality TV show.
Jerry Springer in space, something like that.
Yeah.
We should have it to where like it cuts to each of the characters talking about what happened, like as it happened.
like the confessional, like the confessional.
So there I was installing the coils when Choppers comes up. And then Choppers is sitting there, I was sitting there trying to tell you, I didn't want to lift nothing.
Yeah, it's like, whatever, I do what I want.
All right. How about Alex? What'd you think about today's session?
Oh, I mean, the start obviously was, a little bit awkward and slow as we were trying to figure out how things would come together. But so much carnage. Just these past two sessions have been brutal. I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of known for being a little, I don't know. I do think sometimes in hindsight I look back, but I don't know. This session, I mean, Rohir's not playing anymore, so it's, in a GM's position, it's like, well, do I keep him on as an NPC? Do I, do other stuff? And I asked Rohir the other day, like, what he would do if he would shoot himself up with that stuff, and he said he totally would.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I figured. So, well, he's going to shoot himself up. He's going to die. But you guys do have his genetic material in the 3D printer. If you want to bring him back, you can. Same thing with Pawn. You have a backed up version of her in the New Realms, and you have her actual physical DNA in the 3D printer if you want to bring her back. So a lot of these decisions are left to you guys, to decide what you guys want to do with that, where you want to take the campaign. So.
Then we have Braun or Price?
Oh man, I don't even know.
Yeah, you have this strange sort of created AI program that's partially Bryce and partially Pawn, I'm guessing. But I thought that was kind of.
I want to say too, like, if you have any questions, Brian, please ask, because like we've been playing the characters for a while. And like, I know you said you weren't completely up to it, but it's totally, I mean, this is such a foreign setting to me that I was like confused the first like 7 games.
Yeah, flipping through the Wars rulebook right now, an idea of the setting.
Yeah, and on top of it, we've changed it slightly as we played. Like, because you gave us narrative control, and because I didn't know the setting, I would just like make shit up, as I went along. So if anything comes up, please ask. Cause I would hate. I don't want to. I want to fully incorporate you. So if you're not sure, just ask.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll probably be a couple sessions, Brian, before you kind of feel us out and feel how the game works. And if you do have time, you can always listen to some of the older sessions, but you don't have to. Like you don't have to. Like I actually have summaries of all the.
Yeah, I was about to say that there's the summaries and stuff which are just as detailed.
Yeah, I try to literally listen to the session and take notes as we go. So they're kind of long, but they have all the background stuff. And like, for instance, something we changed, like the Quay in my version of the setting are a lot larger than they are in the actual book. They tend to be like 10 to 15 feet tall, sometimes larger. They're pretty massive. They're also a source of trigenium, which is a fuel source of no-bots. And that's all you really know about it. So we basically made the Quay to be fuel. So that's kind of a cool concept, kind of disturbing at the same time. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much, if you think it's our solar system, there's 3 factions of humanity, 2 factions of aliens. I mean, the aliens have different quirks about them, and that's basically it.
Sorry about that. I kind of got dropped for a second and had to so I kind of disappeared for a second.
Okay, yeah, I think there might be some slight issues with your. Oh, that's tough. Well, I'm actually recording this now, so if you want to go back and listen to it, I guess you can. I was just basically summarizing the setting a little bit. If you think about our solar system, superheroes / force-like powers, and
yeah, because I've noticed everyone else seems to have power.
Yeah, I have to actually. I meant to do it before the session, but I ran out of time. I'm going to start to stat you up with some random Kizun powers. That's what they're called in the setting.
Yeah.
You're going to have a Kizun tree, 2 of them, and you're just going to slowly acquire. I'm going to give you them faster than the other guys got them, just so you'll eventually catch up to them within probably 3 or 4 sessions, I'd say. So yeah, actually, this campaign's interesting because I've been giving away a lot of power and a fairly good amount of XP too, just to sort of play with power and see how that works. And all of the players so far have been sort of conservative with the powers, which is cool. And today was the first time Theo ever used that power, for instance.
I've never seen Theo shoot fire before.
Yeah. So
to incinerate 10 or 12 people.
Yep.
Let's be fair, it was only 8.
If I had thrown one, it would have been 9.
That's true. But so yeah, that stuff will slowly sort of manifest, and the whole reasoning behind the superpowers, the force-like powers, is that there's these quantum particles that are rather alien that have been bleeding out of the rift and bombarding everything. These guys were at the forefront of that, but it's bathed in the whole solar system. So basically, these guys are like the first ones that have started manifesting these powers, but other people have started to as well. So that'll creep to the setting too.
And we've just recently figured out that the rift is a white hole, and don't really have all the implications of that sorted.
Yeah, I think you guys
out for us.
What's that?
I said hopefully Dr. Sally will figure that out for us, being an astrophysicist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard white holes mentioned once in like a Stephen Hawking book, and the concept I know is like they're like, you know, I don't even know if they exist or whatever, but theoretically they just spit information out, and you can't. It's like a one-way outward sort of thing.
I heard it was like they were the opposite of a black hole.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah, it's like the black hole. If a black hole is like theoretically a hole to another universe or another part of our universe, the white hole is where it lets out.
Yeah, sort of like the back end of the black hole, sort of.
Right. It's almost like a giant recycling center of the galaxy, if you think about it, or of the universe. Because, you know, matter is just getting sucked in one area and spit out the other.
No, but it is Stephen Hawking, and he tends to change up his theory sometimes, like years later. Like, no, that was dumb. It's totally this now, you know. So, you know, I don't know if that's current or not. You know, the books I read by him are like 5 or 6 years old or 10 years old. So, I'm not sure how much has changed.
I think we were supposed to originally go through the rift. That would have been bad, I think. Oh, you didn't go anywhere. Oh.
John, what do you think about today's session? Did I make you cry and go
oh
to the
my
corner?
God, you fucker! Yeah, I know. Even like when I first fought, when we first went up against the Blue Bears, which I call them like WODs, like the old WOD Raiders. They spoke blue on the anyway. But those guys, you know, I tried to just scare them away. I didn't really want to hurt anyone. That's not man. Then you make me kill friggin'. But yeah, so. Yeah, Longbear's whole thing is to save human life. So, you know, watching Theo incinerate those guys was just horrible. Oh my God.
Crispy critters.
Died. And then, you know, I mean, you know, if you have to fight and defend it, I just felt they were so weak compared to us.
I mean, after that, they probably would be.
Yeah, I think this is one of the largest casualty counts of any of our sessions yet. And I mean, it's only 9 people, but I guess not counting the people who just got shot on the street.
Yeah, they're not like giant raids or something, you know, where even if you kill him, you're not sure you're killing him. It could be one of his million, you know, doppelgangers. But And then the whole thing with the doctor, that's just horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, I was picturing like the Thing where like the flesh was stretching and like doing weird things and.
I was thinking of, you ever watch Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
There was that scene where the little girl was morphed with the dog. And,
Oh, the Chimera, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Chimera
that
scene.
seems pretty damn sad.
Yeah, dude, sad. And that's what I was picturing. It was just awful. So.
Did you like when the leg sloughed off and splattered on the floor?
No, I was trying to imagine what like Longbeard would do. You know, I'm carrying this thing, his legs falling off. I got most of them. I guess that just run down the hall, just get to the med bay. You know, because we're so stuck on like that's the one thing losing the doctor is like he didn't even need a med bay. He could just heal you by touching you. So now I actually have to go to the med bay and like diagnose you and figure out how to heal people.
I was picturing the scene from Alien Resurrection where you had that one individual on the table was like, "Get me!" And I was like, "Oh, there it is. That's the scene."
Did you like how I was role playing the doctor trying to talk?
Do the
Oh,
voice. That was freaky. It was kind of eerie too. So I knew that was where he was going, but I was like, then Bryce said it, and I'm like, damn it. I was trying to think of how I can kill him. Like, do I pop his head off? Like, what would be the quickest way? And I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'll just do a full electricity blast. But, yeah, no, I had it. I mean, I was really trying to. I was, I wanted to get Sally acclimated to the ship and into the ship as quick as possible, so Brian can get comfortable with that. And then, like, the doctor injected himself. I'm like,
yeah, it's probably a bad day to be introduced to the vessel.
Yeah. I'm like, he's gonna quit because who would stay on that ship? He hasn't even seen Chompers yet. She's probably gonna bump into him eating the doctor's leg. Oh, Doctor, good.
To be honest, there's a part of Bryce that is probably disgusted in Sally that she didn't quit. It's unfathomable.
Yeah, but the option is to go back to that space station. Well,
that's true.
It has a pretty high body count on a daily basis there, so.
There's that thing too. Is like Longbeard, like after looking, remember, like I warned Bryce. I was like, Bryce, put your gun out. You want to show strength. And then here's this tiny human woman like walking around with no weapons or anything. And that's more scary to me. It's kind of like Men in Black where they showed which one of these people are dangerous. And it's like the little girl with the science monsters. And I'm like, I'm probably more afraid of her than any of the other guys that I've seen on the ship. You know what I mean? She can handle herself without any weapons. That's impressive. So in the back of his mind, he's like listing her. Okay, danger level. I'm gonna put her at a 4.
She's got friends in low places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil, any thoughts about today?
I think today was a wonderful example of how ruthless that Theo can be. I think that was a good show.
You didn't even think about it. You were like, splash, splash.
No, I mean, that's one of the other things. Like, when I first made the character, I was having trouble picking a vice for him, and I said, we'll just put hateful, because I already had that whole thing with his brother in mind. But then as we were playing, I remember it came up when we had the whole thing with the Hellcats, and he did that little secret thing where he gave them the information so they didn't attack us without telling anybody. And I said, And then that's when Alikov was talking about being hasty and stuff, and I said, oh, you know what? I should put that as my vice. And I put hasty instead, which actually works out really well for him. And then on top of that, we also have the fact that he does not take kindly to gangs and stuff. Like no one wouldn't really know this at first, but like for his experience with them is just best to kill them now because they're going to just come back. That's sort of his shtick.
Yeah, I guess in Longbeard's eyes they were just so weak and so pitiful that Like, when you wrestled a fully grown Quay and you ripped its head off, like any human in generally, it does not feel. I have no fear of humans.
Yeah, it was funny because he was totally trying to like intimidate you, like I'm a gang member, like you should fear me and respect me.
All I could do was just be calm. Like I am. The more like they'd be like, why the hell is he calm?
Yeah, that's probably pissing him off more, like you weren't reacting really.
And like in your head the whole time, it's like, dude, I just attacked a creature that's like 24 feet tall and spits flames. I've dealt with you.
It set me on fire when I pulled its head off. What are you gonna do? Plus, since I've mastered lightning now, I have that confidence that, I can just, when you wrote Force Lightning down at the last one, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna Emperor everybody now. Overwhelming power.
Now, Skywalker, you die.
You're basically Raiden now.
Yeah, really.
And Brian, I just want to emphasize that we tend to just we do a lot of stuff like I don't know, just in character. I'm trying to think how to sum us up. If you want to roll something, you can ask, but most of the time, if I don't ask you to roll it, just go with the punches. Just describe it. Oh, let's see, dropped again.
Oh, okay. Whew, that was scary.
I think everybody's here still. Are you still there, Brian?
Yeah, I think. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
He's kind of breaking up. Probably the mic, I'm guessing.
Yeah, maybe the connection's not doing so well. But yeah, we just role play through things for the most part. If I think it needs to be left up to chance, I'll have you guys roll some dice. But most of the times we just kind of just keep going. So cool. I think that's pretty much. I don't know.
Yeah, the other thing is all like our ship is on the forum. It's under Aeschylus, I think.
Yeah, I guess I should change the title of that.
Yeah. So you can actually see the layout of the ship, so you'll have a better idea. It's like this is a massive ship. I'm not even sure realistically, like one person can pilot it. I don't.
Yeah, you probably need to have.
Just myself running back and forth between the different areas, like trying to get the ship through.
There's probably a reason an AI was helping you.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Tim.
Well,
all that time we spent, getting Pond. Now I'm afraid to train chompers because I know you'll take them away from me.
Oh.
Well, like I said, you have options. You can install Sister Pawn if you want. That's an option.
That's just not Pond. That's the old Pond that freaks out all the time. Touching people's faces and.
I don't know. Other previous Pond was getting pretty jelly.
Well, can you blame her? We're pretty awesome.
I know, but it's like it's crazy jelly. It's basically like it's Psycho, except it's a computer. I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Theo.
Well, there's also the AI program in Bryce's head that you might be able to do something with.
Oh no.
I know.
I do not know where to begin.
Bryce is an AI daddy.
Aww.
It's a boy.
Is it?
I didn't even know they had gender.
Well, I mean, like Pawn had the image of a female face. You're guessing to, I don't know. They probably do, like, so shows female, I believe.
I was thinking that's going to be pretty sad. Like, every time I look over at Genu and not seeing Pond's face on it, or not seeing, you know what I mean? Or not seeing Pond's face on the screens when we're doing stuff. Like, I kind of, like, I got used to her just you role-playing her, so not having her around is just, it's that way for me as a player. So for my character, that has to be even more so, like probably 100 times more of a loss, you know.
I had a lot of fun role playing her, so I had fun making you guys uneasy with her actions and her voice.
Oh yeah, that was pretty fun.
And yet she was endearing all the same.
Yes, and sort of innocent and naive. Yeah, she was fun. Well, guys, I think Brian, you said next week you cannot play, right? Yeah. Okay. How about everybody else? Can everybody else play next week?
Yeah, I could
Yeah, should be able to.
Okay. Well, we'll plan to.
I'll let you know if it changes, but the current plan is that I'll be covering for someone during work.
Okay.
Well, work. You got to do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll try to get some more people into the game as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't heard from Jeremiah.
Yeah, I sent him a message on Skype. He didn't get back to me, so I don't. Or I'll try some other. I can only talk to him so many ways. I don't think he's on Facebook anymore.
Yeah, he's not on Facebook. Yeah, we're just thinking of it, right?
We must light the beacons and set forth into the valleys.
Does anybody else have any other suggestions for people I should try to invite?
Brady had wanted to play, didn't he?
Wait, what's that?
Brady?
Oh, you think he'd be interested?
I think he did, yeah, because when you put the call out, he said, I think he had answered too, and then he backed out when he heard I was doing it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, unless they play on Saturday. Or maybe they do, I don't know.
I see Eunice is online right now. I don't see Brady, though, so I don't know how they play.
He's on Facebook. I talk to him every day. We're playing diplomacy, so.
Oh.
Contact them all. Bring them all in it.
Get them all into it.
Get them all hidden.
All right, I'll ask Brady and see if he wants to play. Although he played in my Serenity game once, and he didn't like the way that the game went, but there was a lot of issues with different player types and
I don't think that had anything to do with
personality clashes. And
that's just personality.
Well, he did say that my version of Firefly and Serenity was a bit too angsty and World of Darknessy for him. So, he doesn't. You know what? He doesn't really like the World of Darkness system, so I'm guessing he's probably going to say no. He's probably not interested.
Well, does the system bring that out? I don't.
He said it's the first time he ever played where it seemed like the system brought like emotional baggage. You know, I don't know, like maybe it's just the way I run it too. Like you guys see how I play. I kill people off and people are dying.
I remember following that. That's why he played a girl in that one, right?
Yeah, he played Lena, I believe was her name.
Yeah.
So
I followed that for quite a while.
It's a brutal and dark universe out there, and in space, no one can hear you scream.
It's like,
or cry.
Yeah.
Right in Melba.
But I've been trying to be like I don't know, like extra fair and not too like deadly and stuff, and I haven't killed any of you guys yet.
Yeah, I mean, considering we have the cloning machine, we've been doing pretty well. No one's needed it so far.
You still have your original genetic material. How about that?
Yeah, that's weird. Considering we know in the future when these old guys got together in that one jump ahead you played, they were like, "Oh, I'm on number 77." It all happened like 2 years ago, not
Well, I think it was pretty far in the future.
Yeah, it was pretty far.
Yeah, it was like 400 something years.
I'm actually waiting for it so I can finally get rid of all the scarring and the baldness and all that. Because it's not going to change. You know what I mean? The damage that I suffered, I think will actually. I don't know.
I think John is sort of poking me here and antagonizing me to kill his character. That's what he's doing.
Oh no.
That's what I'm here.
Hey, how do people jump on a 24-foot tall creature and try to fight it hand to hand? I'm going for death.
Well, I think too. I'm a little inexperienced running New World of Darkness, and New World of Darkness itself is pretty. I don't know. It's. I think it's pretty hard to die. So. I think that's part of it too.
I guess it's relative to what you're faced against, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just.
I feel pretty squishy. I don't feel like. I mean, I think some of those guns and stuff do a crap ton of damage.
That's true.
Or any mono blade or one of those axes. those boarding axes, they, the guy's even remotely strong. It's like 8 dice.
Yeah,
That's
kind of mess you up.
Yeah, I think so. I think. I can pick up a house, but I can't take the hit of a house.
All right, guys. I got to get running, but thanks for playing, and I'll see everybody but Brian hopefully next week.
Yeah, sorry I was late, guys. I didn't mean no.
That's all right.
I'll see.
See you later, guys.
All right, take care, guys.
See ya.
That's good.
Good game with you guys.
Good play.